Do you guys keep the headset on through the whole thing or take them off? What do you guys?
It's up to you. Whatever's most comfortable. We
No,
usually
no.
keep them on.
I usually do just so I don't talk over people.
Yeah.
It's a toxic trait of mine. So.
That's cool.
It definitely helps with that.
Nah.
And it just helps keeping track of how close you are to that mic.
Yeah.
Rogan says it all the time. He gets.
To the gaff.
I don't know why that's going yellow.
Yeah. I can take one of these.
Yeah, of course. Okay, whatever. I got an extra colder one in here if you want it to.
Oh, this is good, baby. Thank you.
All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's good. All right, ready?
Let's do it.
It's News the Mic, your host, Damien T, and your boy, Eric Williams. We're here with our special guest today. The #1 produced podcast in Western Mitch. Welcome to the podcast. I was the kid wearer. Look to you, sir. Why are we doing this? Listen, people, the best thing about our comedy scene in this area.
What's up? Welcome back to the motherfucking podcast, y'all.
Hey,
it's
man.
Dame T up in this bitch.
How you guys doing, man? Hey, it's Eric Williams here, and we have a special guest today, and it's none other than the producer, the comic, the famous Maverick Prasad. How we doing, man?
What's up? What's up, everybody?
How we doing, man?
Good, man. It's good to be on this, man. It's been, I'm not going to lie, I've been like waiting.
Yeah, well, so have we, man. We've
No,
had you on
this
that calendar, man.
This is good, man. You guys are doing your thing. I like it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for coming out to the Boondocks. Sorry, it was a freaking didn't mean to make you drive to East Bumfuck to get
Yeah,
out here,
man. Like it was crazy because going down the road, like you have like speed bumps. I'm like, when do they have speed bumps out in the
They
in the
just
counties?
put them in a
I'm
couple
like, that's
weeks
crazy.
ago.
But then after that, there's no more speed bumps. I'm like, those were the bitch ass people complaining.
Yeah.
The rest of them understand how the country works.
For real, man. You ain't lying.
But then you guys definitely need some tiki torches because I didn't know where. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up. I see you outside, but I'm not sure. I don't want to get out. I'm like, listen, this is not my. I can't just go out like, yo, what's good?
Yeah.
You know.
we gotta get a studio sign.
The thing is, I went out and I that's why that breaker tripped. I was trying to find some
Oh, is
outside
it?
lights. I was trying to find some outside lights, and I was out there with my flashlight on my phone. I was just like, I flipped one, and I got back up here, and Damien's like, man, you shut off the whole power. to
Dude
the
gave
whole
me a total
everything.
fucking heart attack. I'm in here like
everything.
blacked out. The computer's all, everything's down. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna take me another.
I flipped
hour.
it right back on once I
Yeah,
realized
thank
it didn't
God.
do shit down there. So I was like, fuck. That's crazy, man.
Man, so let's get into it a little bit, bro. You host. You're the host of Prasad Entertainment. Is that your?
Prasad Entertainment is the new entertainment business
Okay.
that I have that I'm working on to make it legit for tax reasons.
There you go. There you
But
go.
yeah, that before that actually, before I was just on a podcast. I was on Let's Talk.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so we had the podcast rocking for a minute, and no one knew who the fuck I was. You know,
Really?
everyone's like, yeah, it was great, like speaking and bringing things like that. I'm very captivating. People are gonna listen, but then no one knew who this guy was. So
Yeah.
I was like, let me go figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm like,
Right.
I tried comedy a few years back, so I'm like, let me go try it again, and
Yep.
started up at Bishops, and
Hell yeah.
pretty much the rest is history. Hell yeah.
How long you been in the game?
6 years.
There we
Wow.
go. A vet, everybody. I love that.
No, not even. I think like after 10 years, you finish your freshman round and you're actually
okay.
considered a sophomore.
So when you took a break, was that because of COVID or
No,
nothing to do with
actually,
it?
so in 2000, I think it was like 16, I had my own store and everything right around from where the Irish Ale House is
Yep.
and stuff like that. And at the time, a friend of mine, she was like, "Hey, I'm doing a mic. You know, you've always been really good at talking. Do you mind coming and just telling some jokes and just helping me out with it?"
Yeah,
And I said, "Sure." So that's when I met like Tim Lovett.
Yep.
A few other people, Mo Green, Richie Hector, and Philip Anthony. I always knew Philip Anthony.
Yep.
I met him like through my, he does Comcast stuff. So when I had a few businesses, I bump into him because he was
Nice,
the one
nice.
like, "Hey, let me give you your internet."
Nice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but side note, fuck Comcast.
For real, bro. You know who's worse though is Spectrum.
Oh yeah,
In East Hampton, well, now we're getting fiber optic installed everywhere, so everyone's about to say fuck you to them.
Yeah.
But for like 20 years, they've had a monopoly. And bro, you don't get more than like 200 megabytes of download
I
speed.
bet, bro.
I'm trying to play Advanced Warfare on some modded lobbies, bro. And I can't because I can't get into a Black Ops 6 lobby. Bro, fuck Warzone.
That's funny. Yeah,
This shit's free,
everything's
but
gonna
it
shut
takes
down.
20 minutes
Yeah.
to get into
Yeah.
it, and then I'm dead instantly because these motherfuckers see me 4 seconds before
Yeah.
I even get to. I'm like, what the
glitching.
fuck?
You're like, yeah, I'm killing them as you've already been dead.
Yeah.
Some 12-year-old just snipes your head off like nothing, man.
And then, as you're backing out, you just hear, "You're a bitch."
Yep, exactly. Fuck.
I'm over it, man.
So man, you host mics all over the place. It's awesome. Like seeing your Instagram posts, like seeing you're over at Snookers now doing some open mics. You've been at the Ale House for how long?
2 years at the Ale House.
Hell yeah,
Nice,
that's
nice.
awesome.
Yeah, well, it's been a nomadic journey because like when I first started, like the whole reason I got into a mic was my car died. I didn't know anybody to bring me up to Bishops in Northampton.
Yep.
And I was like, this is ridiculous. Springfield's so
Yep.
fucking big. There's nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
wild.
there was actually a mic on Thursdays, but I ran by this guy, fucking Terrence. But that bar ended up shutting down
Yep.
like
Yep.
probably 4 weeks afterwards. It was just. Yeah, like we went in there for the first day. It's like, hey guys, I know there was a stabbing here last night, but don't worry. I'm like, yeah, great way to start.
That's great. No, I actually used to work on Taylor Street.
Oh yeah,
I
so
worked
you-
on Taylor Street for probably 5-6 years.
So, yeah, you
so
know-
I know that whole area.
you
and
know
it's-
the area
oh yeah,
well,
well
yeah.
I was actually there. You remember when the midget climbed the Fifth Alarm?
Oh yeah,
the strip club. Yeah,
Yeah.
That was
Megan-
him.
Yeah, that was me. That was me. It was crazy. I remember that day at work. We all got freaking leave early too because it was just like nobody was getting any work done. We were just out watching the midget get freaking.
Yeah,
tried to-
just trying to get them down from that
Yeah,
fucking
it was-
pole.
it
It
was
was
crazy,
crazy.
yeah.
They were just singing and modeling up there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cocaine's a powerful drug.
It is. Yeah.
But so after that, like, I bumped into Pop Starion. Him and I, we built up EMT together.
Yeah.
So
Yep,
we
tell us about
started that thing up, and it rocked out until like, things happen. Sometimes you
Yep.
just things fall apart. I think it's happy because everyone I fell apart with, I feel like they stepped up their game to where I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You start talking like I'm always like, I'm that person. Like if I say, hey, I want that rock, I'm gonna find a way to get that rock. Not your rock exactly.
Yeah, right.
But I'm gonna
right.
get that rock. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go do what I have to do to get it. And some people didn't have the motivation and drive
Yep.
at the time. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how life is. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, who was it? I started an open mic. I started getting shit on by everybody because I didn't ask. I didn't ask fucking permission. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And I was like, I don't give a fuck, guys. Like,
gotta
this is
check
my
in.
life. Like,
Yeah.
what people don't understand about me is I dropped med school. I dropped so much stuff for comedy. So you're not gonna sit here and give me permission of what I can and can't do.
Right.
You know what I mean? I put my wife. Thank God. Shout out to my wife, Rosalba. Man,
Friend of the pod.
Shout out.
she's fucking amazing because she put up with a lot of stuff to support me while doing this. And been through the travels. Like, I was put on comedy shows at a strip club. That's how I ended up running a strip club.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I was
Nice.
put it on everywhere I thought would be different for a comedy show. I wanted to do it.
Yep.
Because the more stage time I got, the better I get.
Yeah.
You could get well at open mics, but after a while, it turns out to just like be in the classroom of a whole bunch of degenerates and seeing who could be like, it's not really people. I don't see, like, I see so many people going on real shows doing shit they do on open mic, and like that's great for New England. But I ask a lot of comedians outside of that, and they're like, that's horseshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
you got to step up your charisma game. You got to step up your stage presence a little bit. Do a little bit more. But, you could take Rob Santos' class for that. Like,
Yeah.
That, I was gonna say that leads me into a good question. It was like, when you're writing a joke, are you like, it's because we're surrounded by podcasts and all these things going on. At some point, I don't know. Like I've had to step back from like watching podcasts a lot, especially comedians that I'm like really invested in because I noticed that like. Not that I have yet, but I'm going to start writing more like them. And I just want to do what's really funny to me. So like I've stepped back. So my question to you is like when you write a joke or when you're trying to like build a new set, like how much influence are you taking in that process? Do you have a
So,
certain group of comedians
I've always been told I was wrong for this, but I've stopped. When I started doing comedy, I stopped watching comedy.
Really?
Yeah, I don't watch anybody.
Really?
I don't, because the thing is, something's gonna be really good. It's gonna stick in the back of my head. I'm gonna think about a sub-6 freestyling a little bit, and it's gonna come back up.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't somebody's exact words, but it was their premise. And afterwards, I
close.
went back and listened to that. I was like, oh shit, that slipped.
Yeah.
It was something I liked. You know what I mean?
right.
And So I don't, and even I'll be honest. If you look at my Facebook, I follow no other comedians.
Really?
I don't. I'm like a racehorse. I got
Tunnel
fucking
vision.
shutters on,
Yep.
bro. Because the last thing I want is somebody to come up and say, "Hey, that joke is someone like someone." So someone told me that before. I did this foot joke. I was talking about how like the foot, if you kind, I was like, if you look really close to it, to put the feet together, it looks just like a woman's vagina.
Yeah.
So that's why I fuck the shit out of feet, bro. I love feet, right?
Yeah, I feel
And
like
then
that's
somebody
the
pulled me
premise.
over and said, "Hey, Dave Chappelle did something just like that."
I was gonna say, I think I've heard of
Exactly.
Yeah.
I never heard of it, but after that, I was like, "Oh fuck!" But the thing is, this day and age,
There's
what's
so
original?
many.
What is
Right,
everybody?
yeah.
Like, especially with like comedy being the new front for freedom of speech. Now everybody's trying it. You know what I mean?
Right.
The fucking guy who couldn't do shit in high school now is like, "I'm gonna be a comedian now," and you all gotta listen to me go that mic. Let's say something different, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, I noticed. So we just had our first showcase show at Bishop's.
I saw that. Congratulations.
Thank
Thanks
you,
so
thank
much.
you.
Yep.
There's a lot went into that. It's really cool. We'll get into the producing side of things a little later. But there's a comedian up there who I communicate a lot with, who has heard a lot of my sets, who did a joke, who made a tag on one of their already set up jokes that was wicked extremely similar to one of my actual punchlines. You know what I mean? And it was a tag, and I just looked at him and I was like, that was pretty close, right? And he was like, yeah, a little close. You know what I mean? So it wasn't, I didn't create it in my own head, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it's not a rip, but it's an influence, and that's something that I got to try to avoid, because, yeah, I don't want that problem.
No, it is a problem. When I started comedy, I was the first one to say, "Hey, I'm a bisexual comedian, so talk about that." Nobody was talking about anything with butts. Nobody was talking about anything. No guys are doing that.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of, like, when it comes to the black culture, I got cut off because they don't do that gay shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about that. I went down south, tried that shit. I got my ass like reamed out, like
Really?
literally,
Oh, I bet.
Really?
just like hardcore grandmama troll, like, "You a goddamn faggot, you sinner!" You know, it's like I was like, oh my gosh. So I can say that I suck dick. It's okay. You guys can't say it. I can say nigga and I can say faggot. Okay, you guys can't. Just it's my privilege. It's a hard sword to earn. I know a lot of you white comedians want to try and do it. Go ahead. I give the freedom to. I did. I told Colton before. Colton was like, "I want to say the N word." I'm like, "Fucking go for it." You know, my buddy Tim Stone, he's like, "I want to try it." Fucking go for it, bro.
Yeah.
Because my thing is like, a word's a word.
Yeah.
I'll be honest,
the
like
intent.
I'll be like, you're not gonna like, I'm not an Uncle Tom, I'm not a house nigga, but I'm a woke nigga, meaning that I understand that you could have any person that's white say the word nigga, and all of a sudden the world wants to burn down, but you could have somebody that's white buy up a whole block,
Yep.
and they won't cry,
Yep.
and now they're paying extra money to that same person who in the comfort of his house without Alexa on is gonna be like, "These niggas stupid." You know what I mean? Like, it cracks me up. Like, I have a whole different view on life.
Yep.
That's probably one day will probably get me like treason, but fuck it.
Nah, speak your truth, man.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
Well,
guys.
that's what my comedy's about. My comedy is about being truth to yourself. Everyone has their truth, you know.
sure.
That's why I like knowing both sides of every story. You know, I don't just take one person's side, but I also look at people's hearts. I understand, because the thing is, you can say things different ways. You guys come up to me like, "Yo, fuck you, bro," and I'm like, "Yo, I know you're fucking wrong." I'll be like, "Yo, fuck you." It's like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Oh,
Different.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
People try to play it off. We're not stupid, man. It's like, it's the 20th century. If you read history, if you even read literature, if you're into the arts and you like books and stuff like that too, you're gonna find out that human species, we haven't really evolved much when it comes to how we react towards certain things.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think what I love about it is with comedy, is you could demonstrate all that. You could take a crowd of people and prove the point. You could say something and they could all be so fucking pissed off and mad at you. And then you could say next something and they're your best friend. "Oh my god, that guy's fucking funny."
Yep.
What about that last thing about the abortion
Yeah,
thing
right.
where you fucking bitches wanted to kill him?
Exactly,
now you're
right.
now you're
it's
like,
all right.
"Oh,"
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And it's just how we are. We like what we like. We don't like what we don't like.
Yeah.
But the thing is, how do we control that?
Mhm.
Entertainment controls that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, most of the times, like, I never really learned how to fight. But you ask me any fighting moves, man, the Three Ninjas, bro.
Yeah.
You know, Tom, I watched that, you did.
Did you ever watch Surf Ninjas?
Surf,
that was
dude,
my
Surf never's
shit.
better, you know?
Yeah.
What if?
Oh man, this shit was
Yeah,
great.
yes.
Kid had the little game.
Yo, it's awesome.
that movie's great.
That's a classic.
No, well, growing up, so I have two older brothers.
Yeah.
So growing up, I was always Tum Tum, and then finally, my parents decided to have a fourth kid, and he fucked the whole thing
whole
up.
thing up.
And then we had to go with the Ninja Turtles. So then I had to go straight to the Ninja Turtles, and it was just like it was perfect though. I mean, I'd much rather be like Michelangelo than Tum Tum. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Definitely sounds a little better off the tongue.
I know, yeah.
100%.
I mean, you look more like
I
a
look
Tum
like
Tum.
I look like Tum Tum. I should still, dude. Maybe I should start going by Tum Tum.
No. Hey,
Coming to the stage, Tum Tum.
Tum Tum.
But you're gonna have the mask and everything. You know, whip out a random snack from you.
Do you ever like try to just do something completely off the walls, like at an open mic? You know what I mean? Normally you do like maybe you're working on a new set, right?
Yeah.
And then one night you're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do something crazy, do some dance moves, and just make yourself, you know what I mean, just to break up the monotony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
I feel like I gotta do that.
I feel you. I feel you have to. I think if
Yeah.
you go up there, like, here's the thing, right? If you go up there and you keep on golfing and just swinging the same way,
Yep.
you're gonna be great at that swing.
Yep.
But what if you have to do a different swing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my thing is like, just try something different. I've tried voices. I've tried singing. I've tried, just like acting like I'm possessed with another thing, saying like my inner thoughts as I'm telling a joke. You know, I might try that one again though. That one actually sounds fun. Don't work on it. But yeah, I mean, I think you should mix it up, man. Like if you're just, because the thing is, you're gonna get bored. If you're a creative person, like I'll be honest, you're doing a podcast. You're now into producing shows. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Welcome to that hell. We'll talk,
Yeah,
about
we'll
it
get into
later.
it.
You're also a stand-up comedian, which means you're constantly writing, right? You just boom, 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 ideas. And then after a while, it starts becoming routine because the only reason it becomes routine is so you can keep track of your time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I start going to my open mics. I'm sitting there like, I don't even want to host this. I don't even want to see half these people.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love them. It's just sometimes I wish I could call out on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think people understand that the people who run these mics, it's a job to them.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh, for
mean?
sure.
They have to stay in contact with that venue. If that venue doesn't like something, they're gonna tell you. You have to deal with it or figure that shit out. You know?
It's something you put your name on too. You know what I'm talking about? Like, are you gonna put something out into the world with your name on it? And you know what I mean? It's just like, you just it's consistency and all that stuff. Like Damien's been preaching to me, non-friggin' stop.
I'm glad you're using it now.
That's what I'm saying.
It has to be. I used to, like, when with Pops, I would always tell him, he was like, why are you so busy about the branding? Because I'm like, if you see golden arches, you're going to think fucking McDonald's.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you see a fucking burger, regardless of what, you're thinking the Whopper. It's it's just how they learn to program us.
For sure.
So now you can either use that to work for yourself, or if you're fucking rich, you just get a marketing team to do that for you. But when you're like a little guy like us, well, you guys are probably bigger guys than me. But you know what I mean? When you're starting off and you're kicking, you don't have those resources. You don't have that. You have Facebook. Let me hit highlight and fucking piss off all my friends.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Tag everybody.
And but that eventually has to evolve too. And that's where I'm at in my life. You know what I mean? I'm like stepping up. I come in here, I'm like, I'm proud of you guys. I'm not gonna lie.
man.
I've been to a few podcasts at people's house.
Yep.
This has to be the best one so far. You know what I'm saying? Like the setup and everything. Like
That's
just
dope.
even just like how you guys explain the rules, stuff like that. I like that. It just reminds me of when I was doing.
Yep.
It could be fun, but still keep it. Still keep
sure.
it like some type of professionalism. And I love. Hats off to you guys.
Thanks, man. That means a lot to us for sure.
No, it's really dope, man.
So
Yeah,
Damien
definitely
put
a
a
passion.
hell of a lot of fucking work into this place, man. If you came in this room, what, late August? No, early August.
Early August, yep.
You wouldn't even think it was possible.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Oh,
talking,
there
this
was-
was a storage room. Like I had
fridges,
fridges, mattresses, old mattresses,
all
everything
kinds
in
of
here.
stuff, man.
It was
I
insane.
went crazy.
Well, you did.
I got a passion for it, man. I said it the other night too. It's like I had a wild LSD experience that I can never wipe away. It's like, have you ever done psychedelics?
I do. I mean, I do shrooms on the regular, but
So you know how when you have like a real impactful one and it sticks with you for a while.
Oh, 100%.
And
yeah.
then eventually it fades away into the back. I've had this experience that it just doesn't fade away. Like just right now, it's all around me. It's the only way I can perceive my reality now. Is that every human, doesn't matter where you're from, age, we all do three things that are the same. We experience reality, we think about that reality, and then we communicate. Whether if you can't even talk or if you're deaf, your body communicates,
Correct.
your energy. And every human alive, as long as you're alive, you do those things.
Mm-hmm.
So with that philosophy, it just became like a thing to me. Like I can't squander that. I have to use this gift that was given to me. I'm not saying that, like, bro, I have no idea what it was that led me into that place that gave me this context, almost like Moses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like that's what happened. So I feel like I have to do this. You know what I mean? It's like beyond a passion now.
Nah, dude, you're preaching to the choir, bro. Like I was like, you want to go real deep into things. Like I looked really deep into my life. Like like I was raised in the church and everything, and came out of that when I was like, I wanted to go to med school, and the church turned their back. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to better myself.
Yeah.
Why do you want me to? Why do I have to step down? And then if I do step down, why am I not being? Where's the phone calls? What happened to the Sunday invites over and stuff like that? What happened to wine time with the pastor and stuff like that?
Yeah.
It was different. And then I realized people are always going to change their perspective regardless of what you do.
Yeah.
And I realized that just pretty much with the three things you said. Repeat that one more time, because that's a different story, but it makes sense now. It's kind of sorry. You're completing a missing part in my own theory of life.
That's
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
It's we experience,
we
think about our experience,
yep,
and then we communicate. We communicate.
And that's so the communication part. I always look at as vibration, right? Everything vibrates. Pretty much even the very existence of this. If we go in phases, it's like a whole bunch of atoms put together, and then we're consuming it. Blah blah blah. It's beautiful, right?
Yeah, it is.
I think. So, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go a little side trail on this because you guys just fucking. I didn't know you guys were like. I knew you were like this, but I didn't know like you had some answers to my life questions, bro. No, and that's a beautiful thing. It's just because the thing is like when I went through my change, I realized like there's so much more I could give this world than just that. Since a kid, I always thought like, oh, you have a purpose to change the world. It's funny you use Moses because I looked up to Moses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was one of my favorite characters because at the end of the day, he still couldn't go to the promised land. He did all that shit, but because he didn't speak to the rock, he struck the rock. You know the story of Moses?
Vaguely.
All right.
Vaguely.
We'll do a real quick thing for all you heathens out there, okay?
That's me.
Pretty much, Moses was a Hebrew who was saved by the Egyptian after the Egyptian emperor decided to slaughter all the firstborn because so-and-so was prophesied that one of those children would kill him. Long story short, the emperor's own wife adopts him, raises him up as an Egyptian. He finds out he's a Hebrew, kills an Egyptian. Then instead of getting, punished, he gets banished. He goes out in the wilderness, finds God. God's like, go save your people. He goes back there, back and forth with a couple of sins, blood and river, blah, 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 snakes. The last thing the emperor says is like, hey, I'm going to kill all the firstborns. Angel of death comes, wipes out everybody. Moses, Hebrews flees, stick in the air, Red Sea spreads open, they clear, Red Sea closes, they're safe. But, so where I'm talking about is from the story of Moses right here is like pretty much the long story short. They were supposed to get to a place that would have normally take 7 days. Instead, it took almost 7 or 10 years. I forget. It
40,
took
40
years. 40
I
years.
remember that part.
You remember that part.
Yeah.
See, he's not a heathen, guys. I'm a heathen. This man right here
for some reason.
knows God.
Yo, Jesus just came and was
Jesus
like,
just
I got
came
you,
and said,
brother.
I got you, bro.
I'm going to give you this one right now.
It's like 40. It's always 40. 40 years. Even Abraham said it. But yeah, so long story short, at the end of this, before they could go in there, they wanted water. He was supposed to speak to a rock, but he struck it. And I thought that was fucked up. So God said, though, at the end of the day, he's like, yo, you can't go in the promised land, but you can see it. And he was the only one that no one ever buried, him and this another guy named Elijah. And so those are the only two prophets that really stood out, and most people say still exist or were taken by aliens or were aliens. Another side quest. You guys enjoy that.
Let's go.
I'll let you guys go down that wormhole and enjoy that shit, man.
He's talking about Enki.
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't there a new thing that's coming out that talking about the burning bush and stuff like that?
Ayahuasca.
Wasn't like an acacia tree.
Oh,
yes,
the
yes,
acacia.
that's what they were
And
saying.
it had the same effect, like psychedelic effect. And I was just like, man, if you went up there and
I think all religion is based in psychedelics. I think it began in the Sumerian culture. And, I mean, you think about it. Brand new culture. There's no past, future. You're just experiencing in the very moment. And rain comes. And then after the rain leaves and the sun begins to rise, these beautiful things start popping up out of the ground. Some of them you can eat. Some of them will make you sick. Some of them give you the sight that I think Jesus gave that blind man. If you think about that.
True.
Yeah.
A little side note
Little
there.
side note there.
Little
There
side
you go.
note there. How do you make a blind man see? You give him psychedelics. And
We're going to
everything's
church, y'all.
Yeah,
Stay
for
tuned.
real.
We're going
So,
to church.
Back to what I was saying is that all these, I think the Sumerians experienced the fertility of the land, and they, in order to protect their findings of like what these psychedelic lessons brought to them, they wrote it down in code in a way that only they would understand. Obviously, they're the only civilization, and it didn't move on beyond them. So, you know, and that's like, you get into conspiracies, like who brought the Sumerians? Because really, the everything that leads to the Anunnaki came technically thousands of years later.
The list of kings. Well, it was the list of kings before that. For the Sumerian kings, that was insane. Reading that stuff. So,
Oh, dude.
like having a king that lives 128,000 years. How does that work out? It's just like it's listed on there too. But I mean,
What if a year was a day?
true.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, and it was just lost in translation.
Just exactly. You know what I mean?
You know that a human only lives on average 27,000 days.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of scary when
Yeah,
you
it
think
is.
about it like that.
Yeah, it is. That's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, countdown.
For real, man. That's only 10 2700s. Like, how fast do you spend, $3,000? You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but numbers, scare the shit out of me. I'm a mechanic, so like,
Yeah.
I'm always not a wrench mechanic, engineer mechanic, and everything's numbers, bro. And I'm dyslexic, so I got to work extra harder than everybody
Yeah.
else.
No,
or
I know
it's
what it
just
means,
getting
man.
fucked up.
That's crazy.
And numbers make me nervous, man. Like, you ever just be laying in bed and you like realize like how old you are? Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I do.
I have 4 kids myself.
Yeah.
And man, dude, it just hits me sometimes. Is like, if my lights were to go out, like, would they be ready? You know what I mean? Is there anything? And then I'm trying to calm myself. So then I'm like, is there anything I could ever do to make them ready? You know what I mean? I've done too much acid.
No, but in all honesty, that's stuff like, I think that's what drives people. Some people, they worry about that, so that's what pushes them. They're always like, my kids, and then when the kids leave, they're like, well, what do you have left? You put so much energy and fear into how your kids are gonna be, that now it's just you, and you're like, oh shit. Yeah. And so much time went by now. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't realize when they have kids, they pretty much stop caring about themselves.
Yeah.
So when their kids leave, now they're like, okay, let me start that football, bro. You're not playing football anymore.
An over 40 league. It's just like not happening, really.
you got to go to that softball league.
You do not have enough PTO to be doing sports.
It's not. Exactly.
I wouldn't mind some softball, man.
Dude, it's
I'm
easy to
salty
pull a
'cause
hamstring. Trust me.
My 12-year-old, last 2 years, he's been wrestling out of West Springfield.
Yeah, good.
And I've been assistant coaching with my buddy Ant, who's the head coach over there. And it's great. I mean, I've done jiu-jitsu for years, wrestling, growing up a little bit on and off throughout school and shit. And it just brought me back to that, I loved it. And now he wants to play basketball. I love basketball too, all right? But I'm not going to be coaching all these other kids. You know what I mean? I'll coach my kid outside.
Yeah.
Because he can handle what I'm going to say to him.
Shit's weak.
Bro,
Shit's weak.
bro,
Don't come in here with that.
Wrestlers are different. Parents will be sitting there along the side, and I'll be like, bro, get your shit together. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be a good partner or post up. You know what I mean? Something. And they just right on their phones. You know what I mean? Kids look around like, can you say that to me? Yes, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be like that in physical sports, though.
You do, because the thing is, if you're not, physical sports is mind over matter. So if those kids aren't mentally a little hit, like, you think you're tough until somebody tougher hits you, then you realize, oh shit. You know what I mean? You could take it, took a lot of hits, and one dude hit me like, a lot harder than I've been hit before. I was like, oh, okay.
Yikes.
So that's what
There's
that feels
always
like.
a bigger
It's always,
fish.
there is.
There's always a bigger fish.
I remember, well, I played football growing up, kid. I just remember, I was always like, I get hit real hard, but I always led with my head. All the time. And it was like, I was spearing people like head-to-head contact. I got 11 concussions, but
I think our listeners can tell.
yeah, I know.
I was waiting. I was like,
Yeah.
that explains a lot.
Yeah, I got a lot of TBI, traumatic brain injuries. But no, so I remember we went to go play Putnam, and they were supposed to be okay.
What high school did you play for?
Northampton High.
Okay.
We weren't very good. We weren't very good at the time.
Devils.
Yep. But we went to go play Putnam first game of the year, and we were supposed to be something else. We were supposed to be something different that year. Like, our senior class was crazy good. And we get to Putnam. We got blown out 20-0.
Yeah.
And then they had to interview me afterwards on the loss. And I was just like, I have never been hit so hard in my life by people that were shorter than I was, which is hard to come by. Like,
You were running back?
No. I was defensive line and I was a guard on the offensive line.
Got you. Oh.
So I played like a little bit of DN too, but not stand up. I was always down in the stands.
Got you.
But it was like, man, it's just like some people. It's just like people are built different. I thought I could hit hard, and it was just like I remember I got hit so hard in my head that both my calves cramped up at the same time. And when I was like, I was just like, I had to lay. I was like tapping my
That
leg. I was
hurts.
just like, yeah. But it's like some people are built different, and you can tell. You can tell.
I've been noodled one time. I've never been okay. So I've been choked out. That's a little different. I've never been knocked out.
Yep.
Right. I've been noodled. It was my brother. My brother's a big boy, 6'4". On like when he's lean, he's 250.
Nice.
Big fucking guy.
Yeah.
And that's my sparring partner my whole life.
Got you.
So we're in the kitchen. We only had one set of gloves. He gave me the right. He had on the left. We're messing around. I swoop under, get him a good one right in his gut. He steps off to the left and just left hooked me. Hit me right in my temple. And it felt like my head didn't move, but my whole body just went straight down. I landed like if this was my body and this was the door, I went and just like slid down it. My legs went out like this, like a slip of banana peel slipping, and he had to pick me up. I was completely scorpioned like this up against the door. He picks me up, and I started to feel my hands a little bit, and I went to like grab onto him, and all I could do is that's all I could do. It literally took like 25, 30 seconds for me to get some motion back. That was wild.
Yeah.
I didn't lose consciousness. I could see it all, but my body was gone.
Just that
Right in the temple.
the
Dude.
central
Left,
nervous
right to the-
system just took a little restart. Just took a little restart, man.
Yup.
What'd you play for sports growing up?
I did football, then I got hurt, so I did golf and swimming.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Did you play for Central?
Yeah, I played for
Nice.
Central.
Hell
Yeah.
What year did you play?
So I graduated 04, so I think I played 01, 02, and 03.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, no, I think 03 I skipped out. Yeah, because 03 I skipped out because I had kidney surgery.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it was
That-
my
that
brother.
happened,
We were
yeah.
doing a tackling drill, and I was going to get the guy, so it was my fault. I played DN. Guy got around my side, so I'm like, yo, I got to at least touch him because coach is going to kill me. So I'm running. My brother's playing safety, so I jumped to get him, and the guy moved out the way. And as I jumped, my brother he led with his head first, right in the side. So I'm down. It hurts. So I get back up, like, whatever, That night I'm sitting there taking a piss. I'm just seeing cranberry juice. Just straight cranberry.
no.
I'm like, Mom, I think something's wrong. Yeah, but come to find out, like, it's a nice hit. You're going to bleed a little bit in the kidney, whatever that was. But I had a horseshoe-shaped kidney, so both my kidneys were fused together. And they found out that side my brother hit was blocked.
Oh,
So it's kind of like God himself being like, yo,
Wow.
you got to take care of this. You've been
Holy
living with
shit.
it.
Yeah, that's
so
wild.
It was a crazy thing, yeah. So then I went, so I did golf and I did swimming. after
So
that.
did it make one go like into the other one, like those kids' toys that slip in and out of
It all went to one side. No, so what happened is how most people's kidneys are like up in the front. Mine are more slouched down and they're like connected like two kidney beans like in the front. So
Shit.
I have a kidney fupa.
Oh, that's funny as fuck.
Oh, good shit.
But shit, yeah. But that's the only. But yeah, that's been my thing the whole life. So it sucks because like last year, like I can't pass kidney stones.
Yep.
So last year I was doing a movie shoot and I missed a day because actually it's funny. I was up here at Leeds. I was doing trivia at the cider place, Artifact Cider.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Oh,
I was
okay.
doing trivia there with the company I work for, and I just afterward I'm in tears, holding back tears. Like I'm like, this shit hurts. So I go right over to the hospital you guys have right up the street there, and I'm like, yeah, you got kidney stones, man, but you can't pass them because your urethra's small. It's like, oh, fucking sucks, dude. I've had so many catheters up my dick, like I can't even, like when I'm busting a nut, it doesn't. I can't shoot. Like I envy guys like a shoot. Mine just comes up like a block, like, you know, like the last pace of a whippet. You know, that's
Like you're just getting rid of a go-gurt.
It's horrible. It's not even cute when I'm like trying to bust a nut on a girl's face. Like, no, I don't do that. It's just like it's horrible.
Is it bad that I'm envisioning a really beautiful cock right now? Though? I'm sorry.
It is. It's beautiful and smooth and black, but it's not gonna have that excellent. It's gonna be, you know, like a baby just throwing up a little bit.
Oh man,
God,
It's horrible. Yeah,
it's funny because literally yesterday I was at a birthday party and there were like 3 little babies and every one of them threw up. Yeah. Oh, and the dog threw up.
Gross, dude.
That's crazy though.
Wasn't
the dog
good.
throws up.
I hate
I think the
vomit.
dog.
Did the dog like lick
was
the baby?
Yeah. You got it.
Yeah.
Dog was eating the baby.
I love dogs.
man.
They'll sit there and do something like that and then just puke it up. I was like, bro.
And then look at you like, sorry.
Yep.
That's that friend that you had that you guys used. I used to be a heavy drinker, so I used to have friends that are heavy drinker.
Yep.
But they were always that dog though, the one that's like, you need to stop.
Mopping it,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Puking.
Hey,
Hey, let's go talk to those girls.
Let me ask you a question. What does the term road dog mean to you?
Road dog?
Road dog.
I don't know. Like I've heard it different. The only time I heard someone said that road dog.
Yeah.
Normally, it's a gay term.
Okay, so what does the gay term mean?
It's pretty much a dude that travels around bands and fucks band members.
Huh. Really? All right, that's not even the one that I heard.
So what did you hear?
All right, hold on. Let me pull this up. While I pull this up, how I knew what this was is a road dog is like back in the day, truckers would have a dog. You know what I mean? That they would travel with them everywhere,
yeah, okay.
and the dog would sit there and keep them company. So forever going on trips with my buddies, whatever, we would just say, "You trying to be the road dog, bro? Like, come road dog on this trip. Hop in the car, be entertainment while I drive, type shit." And so I gotta go. You know Spencer Medberry from Who's Line?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I'm going to do his show in December,
Hell yeah.
and I asked him. I was like, "Hey, I mean, it's kind of a far drive. You care if I bring a road dog?" And hold on, where? Fair. I'm used to the other one. I mean, that's a term. Okay, yeah, a dude who gives roadhead.
Huh. I've only heard it as like a road comedian that's always touring.
I never heard that in my life.
Really? There's one comic that came out with a special, and his name, or it was named Road Dog. I don't know if it was a double entendre type deal.
Probably.
where he was
Because I
trying-
always knew it was something for gays. That's all I knew.
Because I know it's a comedy term, because I've heard people say, like, oh, they're road dog, and I was just like, I don't know if it's...
Maybe they're
Yeah,
giving,
maybe they're-
giving head to get to the next city. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Comedians are kind of broke.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
you just unlocked
wild.
something new.
Yeah, cash, ass, and grass.
There you go.
All right, road dog, Urban Dictionary. A homie you put in work with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess.
What type of work they talking about?
All right, a person going with you during your travels.
Okay.
My a close friend.
Okay.
Okay.
And nothing of this is coming up with. And this is on urbandictionary.com. Running buddies, people you hang out with, go to concerts, general. I was definitely using this in the right way. All right, cause mayhem with.
Yeah.
So people who use it the other way have used it in that way. So he should be.
Yeah.
If no one says, "Yeah, cool, bro," be my. What do you mean?
I should probably stop saying that my dream is to be a road dog with comedy, huh? So, should probably stop saying that. So, fuck.
Oh man,
Crazy.
That's
That's
wild.
interesting.
Nothing about comedy? Nothing on there? Nothing?
No, I didn't say anything else except for just like a companion, somebody you travel with, have fun with,
Fuck it. Whatever.
experience different things with.
There's a new movie title coming out, Road Dogs.
Yeah.
I bet it's gonna have Zac Efron and motherfucking Mark Wahlberg. That'd be fire.
I'll be
right?
fucking.
right?
I'm
Imagine
in.
those two.
I watched
Pretty
yo,
Boy. Oh man.
I watched Two Guns last night, bro.
How was it?
I thought you haven't seen it.
No.
With Mark Wahlberg and Denzel
No,
Washington.
no,
I haven't seen it either.
What?
I haven't seen it either.
Yo, y'all gotta see this motherfucking movie and make sure you have you're not trying to go to sleep. Because bro, I was up till 2 a.m. watching this shit last night.
Just jazzed up.
It's so fucking good. All right, so Mark Wahlberg's Navy SEAL. Denzel is a DEA agent.
Huh.
They're both undercover. They don't know that the other is agents as well, but they're both put undercover by their superiors to break down this cartel. But while doing it, frame the person that they're working with.
That's
That's crazy.
It's fire. So then they realize what's going on
That's like Mr. and Mrs.
while
Smith
trying
tried
to kill each other. And yeah, bro, it's fire. That movie's fucking good.
Damn, I gotta watch that. I love me some Denzel. in
Actually,
action
now that
movies.
you say it,
It's
yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but
It
extra
is
steps.
actually Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
With extra steps.
With extra steps. Yeah.
It's good though, man. Mark Wahlberg's hilarious.
I love the Equalizer movies. I can watch any Equalizer movie
sure.
any day of the week and just be so in tune.
While
with
we're talking about like, who give me your Mount Rushmore comedians. I know you don't listen to comedy as much.
Oh no,
anymore
no, no,
now,
yeah,
but, like,
no. Richard Pryor,
yeah.
Bernie Mac,
Oh, okay.
Adam Sandler's. I know he's not much of a stand. I just love Jim Carrey.
Yep.
Nice.
And then I've always liked him. He's always been, even before Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cat.
Yeah, he's in my
Cat.
top.
Pimp
Definitely.
Chronicles, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
growing
just-
up on that, that special was it.
I said, don't play it again. son.
Bernie Mac really was
Yeah.
the one who really. I read his book. What was it? Hope You'll Never Cry Again or something like that. One of those.
I
Yeah, I forget. But it's a good one because it talked about his life. This motherfucker was like, like he was getting all these gigs. You know what I mean? He did the movie Don't Be a Menace to South Central, drinking juice and all that stuff like
fire.
that. And he was still like broke. Like people were thinking he made it. He did his thing. So it was great looking at his story because it motivates me. Sometimes I'll sit there and be like. Now I'm like, Bernie Mac was driving a fish truck for a while, and when he decided to give up, he just quit. Called him up, said, "Hey, come get your truck."
Yep.
Got out. And went, was living, had his family in an apartment, and then the lady he was renting from, her kid, whatever, was like out of rehab, needed a place, so she kicked them out. So he was always with something, but still got to where he's at. So it just motivates me, like, just keep, because sometimes you're thinking, like, I got a breakthrough. I have a venue that I can stick at. And I could do things at. Next thing you know, things change up. The venue changes up. Blah, blah, blah. It was a story of my life. That's why I was happy, like, being at the Ale House for 2 years because I was at Cafe Christos. We were at fucking the Escape Room on Stage Street. We've been at the Unicorn in Holyoke. So many places. And lots of places, like, will hit me up. Hey, we want you to do comedy there. All right, we'll go do comedy. We don't like the comedians you bring there. I'm like, okay, well, tell me who you want. We want this person. Okay, help me out with the budget. You figure that out. It's like, well, you got.
Well, yeah, that doesn't
You know
make
what I mean?
no sense.
It doesn't, but that's how people think it. That's how they think it works. You know what I mean? It's like, there are things like you're gonna make money off the door. We'll make money off of the food and beverage.
Yep.
It's like you're guaranteed to make money off the food, but I'm not guaranteed to make money at the door. You know what I mean? Especially because like. Nowadays, half of these comedians don't even promote for themselves. They're.
I know, it's wild, bro.
You put them on a show. Not to get into the producing part soon, but
No,
since
it's
we're
good.
here,
Do it up.
Let's go.
Everyone wants to be on a show. Once you start doing shows, I started doing shows to get myself time. I always told people I'm not a producer. I'm a comedian. I just do this because I want us all to have fun and have a good time and try to make some cash. If you're not making cash, get a fucking real job until you're better enough that you can make more cash than me and do it yourself.
I like that.
Yeah, that's just
For
that
sure,
simple.
for sure.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
but we live in a state of mind now where everyone gets a winner trophy. You know what I mean? So everybody wants to be put on. So you put people on, right? And which kind of in a bad way. Even Pops, we talked about this once in the past this year. We're like, do you really think we helped out, or we hurt it because we made it seem like everyone now could do it? It's one of those things. You bust down all the gatekeepers and everything, but you kind of realize they kind of kept the quality of comedy, the quality of shows. And that's one thing people don't realize. It's like everyone wants to be on the show. Everyone wants to do it, which is great. I really want you to be on the show. You just can't be on this show.
Yeah.
Then they're like, well, how come? And it's just not good for this show. Then they get in their feelings. Well, now you're not good. Oh, now you're talking shit. Now Maverick's an asshole, blah, blah, blah. They don't want to hang out anymore. I told you multiple times, step it up. I told you have to, I'm going to a different level. I'm not going to have somebody that's mid on it. I've put comedians on shows that use it as an open mic. And now I'm not. I don't have
that
a book.
whole, like,
I
having
hate
their
that. They come
books
up.
up
They bring their
there
book. Oh my gosh! Everyone says I'm so picky because I tell them before a show. I'm like, listen, it's a show. No notebooks. No nothing.
Yeah.
If you have to bring a little note card, bring a note card. Whatever. You know what I mean? But you should have your stuff memorized.
For sure.
People, what they realize is these comedy festivals, stuff like that. You're gonna pay $50 to send your shit in. and they're gonna look at it, and if you go over that 5 fucking minutes, they're not watching no more.
Yeah.
I have comics that come there. I'm not even gonna mention his name, but he's never come back anymore because I used to bitch at him because I literally would stop the clock. I have a clock that goes, it beeps. You know what I mean? I made sure the clock would beep when your time's up, and then after that, I have the DJ play some music. Like, you're off.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting there gonna look at me like, what the fuck, bro? I can't finish my joke. You have 6 minutes.
Yep.
If you can't finish it within that 6 minutes, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Cut the fat, motherfucker.
That's what you got to do. If you can, and you want to, but I'm working on stuff. That's great. There's 13 other motherfuckers that got to work on their shit too.
Yep.
You know, but there's a thing of entitlement. Like, people want to be on shows. They come on shows. They bring their notebooks, or they're like, oh, this is new stuff. I'm gonna try this new stuff with you guys. Why are you telling a paying crowd you're trying new stuff with?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking bring you a dish and be like, hey, this is my first time cooking this. You're paying top dollars. Enjoy. That's not how that shit works.
No names, but that was a great impression, by the way.
Oh,
I feel like I know
listen.
exactly who said
Listen,
that.
there's been a few. There's been a few people, because even where you guys put a show right there, right? You know what? Like Jazzman, I'll tell him right now. I've said it to his face. He's a bitch. He's a bitch. You're a bitch. I'm still gonna say it until you publicly apologize. You say it's all love, but if it's really love, apologize. You know, because I don't like that. I don't like when people are close to me. I let you into my house. I let you see my mom. I let you see everything. I let you learn my life. And then when I say it's time to step it up, and I'm changing things now because I can't sit there watching stupidness every fucking Wednesday. And then I put you on a show and you do that same shit. But then tell me you're better at the industry than anybody else. Tell me you're the best and everything. And then sit there and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Then say you want to sue me because you wanted me to headline a show, but the person producing that show canceled that show, so told me it was canceled. So I tell everyone it's canceled, but I'm breaking up your name.
Huh.
People are driving up there to see. My friends are coming up there to see me.
Yep.
If I say, hey, it's canceled, I'm not up there anymore, they're not coming.
Yeah, right. Why would you want them to go all the way out
all the way out there, and then
Yeah.
like, hey, I thought for the show not being canceled, this event. No, you played. That's what you did. You wanted to embarrass me by having me go up to a show and then right up there saying, hey, you're just gonna open up for 2 minutes, and I'm headlining.
Yep.
You wanted to be slick, and that got to me, and then I called you out on it because I'm the type of person I'm gonna call you out on things.
Yep.
You know, I love CW. I love them to death.
Yeah.
I know you know some stuff about me. CW said some things about me, copying their styles and stuff like that. When people don't understand, before Buddha Joe even had that mic, you know who he was talking to? You know who he was asking questions to? Your boy right here.
All right.
All right?
Yeah.
So, and I even said to them, I wanted to work with him. I know how Buddha acts. Buddha didn't want to work with me because Buddha didn't allow him to work with Todd.
Yeah.
Which I understand. Because Buddha has a type of way where he wants to run his shows, which I respect. I learned so much about him watching that.
Yeah.
There's a certain type of way you want your show presented because you want people to take you serious. You want people to look at your name and see their brand and be like, yo, that's a good show regardless of what.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I see people move. I asked Buddha before, we should work together. He said, no, it's cool. Then the next day we see them together and he's like, oh yeah, I guess me and CW are working together. I'm like, that's cool, bro. People don't understand. I don't care. If you don't want to do shit with me, that's 100% fine.
Yeah.
Do your thing. I'm not for everybody.
Yeah.
I know my comedy. I'm lewd. I'm also very radical at thinking. I feel everyone should be a free citizen of the world and stuff like that. I'm gonna push that on there. I also still think that dudes should calm down a little bit, get a thumb up their ass, and enjoy life. That's the type of that's the vibe you're gonna get with me.
Yeah, you're up there telling your truth. You know what I mean? That's the only
it.
thing you can do.
So some people are gonna like it, some people don't. I realize I'm gonna have a niche, and I do have a niche. I have a certain clientele of people that like my comedy, and that's who I cater to. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If I get booked to do a hedonism cruise out there in nudist Jamaica, I'm out there, bro. I'm not looking for a Netflix special. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, I go out there for any reason. You said nudist and Jamaica?
Let's go. What more do you want? And that's the thing about it is in comedy, there's so much. I know this guy. His name is something. What is it? Vinny something. He comes out to Springfield every time, and if he's not in Springfield, he's out in Boston. If he's not in Boston, he's out in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's what this guy does. The same spot in Springfield books him all the time. He has sold out rooms and everything because he's this old school Italian guy. He says as is. And I love him. He's great. But that's his life, man. He'll do little things in Boston, some things in Springfield. He has a Friday, Saturday, Sunday setup gig out in Vegas. Yeah. As a comedian, would you be upset about that?
No, not at all.
If that's what you're doing, and every place you go, people are there just to see you. That's winning. But everyone wants to be Netflix. Everybody wants to be right there up top, which is great. I believe everybody has a chance to be. But there's only one Tom Brady, motherfuckers. There's only one Randy Moss.
I'm pretty convinced that the whole top 250 thing is just money. It really is just money.
That's all it is, bro.
Especially from being a podcaster, being inside, learning from some really great people who, you know, put on, you know, these little webinars and stuff, and they get in there and they really talk about it. One of your first milestones as a streamer is to get a donation.
Yeah.
It's not to have like the interaction and stuff. That's all. Like, obviously you need that. But the real thing you got to learn is how to get somebody to donate. And then once you get people to start donating, people are going to start competing for that top donation.
Exactly.
Then when next thing you know, some guy is going to, all it takes is one really rich motherfucker to want his name on the top of your stream. Maybe he likes what you're doing, right? Yeah. $5K. Then the next person, look at Dr. Disrespect. His biggest, it was like $50K. Somebody donated to his stream live.
Yeah.
And then after that, $10K, $5K, $7K. It just kept coming because people wanted to be a part of that train. Mm-hmm. Like, all right, it's all money, man. Like, when it comes to this shit, when it comes to advertising, when it comes to, dude, the bots, all that shit.
It's all money. At the end of the day, that's what it all comes down to. And I think what people realize is when they start off comedy, they have this dream of being able to talk and speak the truth. Yeah. But what they don't realize is there's a business behind it. It's no difference in college. Yeah. They go to college and say, so you're going to try to pick the best college, right? Because that's what's going to get you a job. No. That's going to get you the debt and to say, hey, that's the gang you rep. Yale gang up in here.
Yeah.
That's it. But your Yale ass better bag those groceries now, motherfucker.
Yeah, right?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And that's going to be gone, too. We got Tesla bots.
That's it.
Bro.
That's it. Dude.
I can't wait till these motherfuckers learn how to insulate a pipe. Let me tell you. That's all I want. I just want to sit here and do this shit all day.
I feel that time's coming for people. You know what I mean? Because it is like that. People like to compete. People want to get donations. People want to give up. There's a lot of money out there. There's people with money who don't know what to do with it. Yeah. And they see you and it touches their hearts. You know why? Because they're at home. And we all think that these people with this money are happy. No, they're at home bored as fuck.
Yep.
Because they can have everything.
Yep.
They're not stressing about bills. The thing they're stressed about is why their fucking internet's not working. Why are their pipes clogged? They can't take a shit. You know what I mean? That's what they stress about. Mm-hmm. You know?
I mean, there are people who literally just get thrills off of going on TikTok and donating money to people and watching how these streamers react to getting big donations.
That's their joy. Yeah, that's their dopamine effect. Yeah,
exactly. Like, we live in that amount of money, and like, it ain't the depression no more. People need to recognize.
It's not. Money's coming anywhere because people are gonna spend it because it's not. It's just there. It's just you just gotta figure out how do I get that my way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How do I get that over towards me? What is it doing? So you try different things. You know what I mean? Going back to what I was saying. I told everybody when I was going to do an open mic, and I said, when I get my open mic the way it is, it's going to be a DJ, because I want everyone to be prepared for as if it was a show.
Yeah.
I don't want you thrown off by it. You ever, you ever been on like a stage you didn't think you were ready for yet, and just get there, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, that was around this time last year. I told my wife, I was like, yo, I'm going to do MGM one day. And Bill Posley hits me up randomly as a random email that I didn't read like 2 weeks later. I'm like, oh shit, but I got it. And I was like, he's like, hey man, I see you do comedy. I'm trying to do something together. Would you like to participate in this thing? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, hell yeah.
That's fire.
You know? And it was great. He came down, you know, it was really great being on a show there. The first day, it was just about sold out. And then the second day, it was oversold out. They literally took our seats away, brought in more seats. Yep. It was crazy. And it's just like getting up there and doing something like that was so cool. Being in that back little green room and seeing the names of my, you know, Emily Sierra fucking was up there on the board that everyone signs. Like,
she's
dope. I get to put my name next to some homies on fellas on that. It felt good, you know? And then when you go up there, it's a whole different ball game. It's not no small little mic. It's not like a bar stage. It's not like, you know, this is an actual venue that people came, so they're expecting to laugh.
Yeah. And was that like your this is it moment? Like, I want to do this shit for the rest of my life?
No. That was just like I'm on the right path. My this is it moment literally was thanks to Tim Stone. Tim Stone brought me up to Swansea, New Hampshire to do a show up there. He packed that room out. Packed it out, bro. And pretty much the only other darkest thing other than me and my cousin, the DJ, was the one other guy that I was so happy in the lobby. Like, yes, another black guy's here. You're in the audience. You'll get lynched before me. You know what I mean? Like it was dope. And it was good just to go up there and then kill it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, I could do this shit. And not even that is like 6 months later, people asking Tim, hey, when is that Maverick guy coming back up here? Because we want to see him.
good.
I'm like, bro.
Feels good.
Jizz in my pants,
Yeah.
good, man. I was just, It's great.
Well,
And
like
it's,
a little Gogurt. Like a
yeah,
little...
a little Gogurt. This is not real. It's like you'll never be able to look at Gogurt.
Oh man, I got
That's such a
26.
good one.
Dude, I got like a 26 pack of those in the fridge right now.
Not anymore. You're going to throw those in the trash when you get up.
Fuck you, man. Daddy, why? No.
Don't touch them.
Don't even put it to your lips. But it's blueberry. No.
Oh my god, we don't even need RFK now.
Oh shit.
That's good, man.
But yeah, man, it's a crazy journey, man. This comedy thing, but I appreciate it. I get to meet you. It's like Damon and I didn't get off the right foot, man. The first thing I did, first of all, it was a crazy day for me to begin with, and then it was some bullshit, and then like, because the thing is, that's not the first time
I know.
comedians have come to me about another comedian, and it irks me because it's like, I'm not these people's daddies.
I was just looking at it from the point of like,
A
I know you're
business
putting
perspective.
on. Yeah,
I understand,
yeah.
but at the same time, like I also got like from another source that you're just a horrible. I'm like, well, I don't know what's going on right now.
Uh-huh.
This guy,
Yeah.
I've
And
seen
we
this
had
guy
never
on there,
met,
and we
that
never
was my
met,
fault,
and I
you know
never,
what I mean?
you know, and then so all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, but it's water over the bridge, and I really, that's why I'm not gonna lie. I did tell, I'm like, yo, if this guy's really about business, and he really, I'm gonna say, because I heard someone say, yo, Damien's looking for people on the show. I was like, I'm gonna ask to go on it. I told him, I'm guys, I'm gonna ask. They're like, do it. I'm like, yeah, and I did it. You said okay. I was like, guys, you said okay. I think he might be a real person here. Yeah, yet even coming up here, I'm like, let me find out how this is gonna be. I'm telling my wife, she's like, you want me to come with you? I'm like, nah, it's okay, cause she's like my manager. She comes with me everywhere.
That's dope.
I'm like, nah, I'm gonna come up there and everything. She's like, you want the bags? I'm gonna bring the bags just in case I have to, shoot my way out of this motherfucker. I am leaving alive. No. But he has kids. I would never bring my gun to somebody's house.
No,
He has
you're
kids.
good, bro, you're
That's
good.
horrible.
That's why we do it at his house.
That's like-
Just so that we can have our guns. You know what I mean?
I love you guys. I love it. But yeah, no, but it's just like everything too. And I did it like over this weekend. I really, I like to be prepared. I hate when people got on my podcast and they never watched my shit.
Yeah.
And then I'll say certain things and they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, you never watched me. This
Yeah.
is my podcast. I'm supposed to act different to make you happy. Go
Yep.
fuck yourself, bro.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I
for
mean?
real,
Like I
man.
hate that shit. Like if you're getting invited, this is advice to you people too who are watching this. If you're getting invited to any other entertainer show, do your research. Don't just use it as clout bait and go on there. Like I watched. I'm like, holy crap! I saw how you started off with, man. I went back.
You went all the way.
I went back,
Wow.
bro.
That's
I
cool.
do my research, and I was
That's
like,
cool,
that's why
man.
I'm like looking at this. I'm like, dude, you did some good shit. Like, and that makes me proud because there's a lot of people who just do it because it's the it thing right now.
Yeah.
I want to work and be part of somebody's stuff that's for their soul. Because not to sound like a dick, but I'm gonna be something big.
Yeah.
Whether it's that person that everybody knows in comedy to connect and get on shows, or someone that people know in comedy. I just know I'm just great and it's destined for me.
Hell yeah.
I'm not gonna stop.
And
I'm
it
not gonna
has
stop
to be
It
that
has
way.
to
We
be.
all have to have that confidence.
That's it, man.
Everybody should have that confidence.
Dude, you're gonna the reason we all came and chose to be here is to see how far we could push ourselves at this physical plane of level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Your conscience is awakened. You know who you are. Don't be the person they gave you a social security number to tag you to. No, be that person you've always been since you were born. Like going back to what you're saying, when I was born, I knew I was destined for something. I used to get up as a little kid and talk in front of the church, not giving a fuck, not even knowing what I was doing, but just saying things I thought the pastor said cool. And from that, people are like, oh, you're going to be a great pastor. I always could get in front of any audience, just start talking to them and just watch them all just listen, making up bullshit out my ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would take speech classes because they were so easy in college. I took one. I got an A for the speech, but I never did any of the work, so the teacher was pissed off. She was going to fail me because I never wrote up my papers. So I fucking wrote up the papers and got a C minus,
Yeah.
but whatever. And I gave it to her late. She even gave me extra time. I felt so bad because I did not want. I said I don't need to do the work. Like I got an A on the speech. Like
Exactly.
what more? I memorized it. Why do you have to see
Yeah.
if I wrote that? And that's
Seriously.
another thing about me that I think comedians don't understand. Like a lot of people write on paper. I'll write on paper, and then after that, I'm writing in my head.
Yeah.
Even now, while we're talking,
Just get your
there's
premise
another
down.
part of me writing, just constantly, just writing.
Just get your premise down and go from there.
Yeah,
Just bits,
that's
tag
it, you know?
it up, punch it up.
See, my brain is like a slightly a frequency off, very similar, but just slightly off. As to where like when you have a different chain of like that writing thought,
Yeah.
I'm perceiving like all the different possibilities.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
Okay.
So same.
All
Yes.
right,
So
sweet.
I'm sitting there and I'll say a joke one way, and then I'll pretend like there's an audience in front of me, and then I'm saying a joke, and I'm like, okay, if I want to use a tag and say this woman's this, I'll ask that question. She says, but if it's just this the way, if it goes this way, if it's this, that's me writing. It's like like there's papers, like if you there's desk and papers, just writing different things thrown around because I'm just trying it out, and then when I get up there. I don't know, maybe it's like fortune telling, but I see the future, bro. I see how this joke's gonna work. I know how it's gonna work. I go up there, I see it, I start doing the joke. I start seeing the pattern already that's working through. Bang, and I hit it off like that.
And once it start going, it goes the way you're already perceiving it. That confidence,
The confidence
is just
kicks
right
up.
there,
So-
and it's perfect.
Good, so I'm not crazy. You know
No,
exactly
I
what I'm
got
talking
you.
about.
Hell yeah, bro.
I tell people that, they look at me like, okay, so you write it on paper still? No, I can't.
Yeah,
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. Some people do. I see, like, a lot of my friends, they'll have their notebooks and they'll write things. I wish I could write stuff out. But you know what happens? I'll start writing it, and then it'll go from a joke to a story to a thought. It's just, it's mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, if I keep it all in my head and I do that, there'll be some things I'll write like a premise.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just to keep me tag points, stuff like that. But other than that, I'm rarely writing.
And I feel like for me too is like when I write it down, then I start to second guess. I actually not second guess, but I start to forget what exactly it was in the joke that made me laugh. You know what I mean? Like, because you can hear the same conjunction of words in different ways 1,000 times, and you hear it that one time, and it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like for a joke, for me, like that's in that spontaneous moment, that spontaneousness of the joke and the way I say it. When I write, then I go to write it down, and sometimes I'll try to like reinvent the way I did it, and then I'll forget it. But if I just keep it up in here and I remember the feeling that I got, then it'll come right back. You know what I mean?
Nope, I know what you mean.
I mean, it's like I usually get most of my stuff just from like just life instances and shit, like everybody else. You know what I'm talking about? But like sometimes I'll fall into a joke on stage that wasn't even supposed to be funny.
Word.
Like I remember my first show, I did it over here at JJ's in Florence.
Yep.
So we had about 70, 75 people in there. Way too many people for my first time doing a show opening. And I did all these like dirty, degenerate sexual jokes for probably about 3.5 minutes. And then I go into my other stuff and I go, so anyways, I work at a school. And everyone thought that was hilarious because I just talked about my cock for fucking 3.5 minutes before I went into the school stuff. And it was just like, it hit me. I was just like, I should probably write that down because I'm a big writer.
Yeah.
Like I write everything out. I mean, I write just basic premises and stuff like that.
No, that's cool,
But
bro.
it's just like, it's how I kind of keep track of my stuff.
Yeah.
But not only that is like, I try to keep, it's basically, I've been talking to Damien about like I want everything to be cohesive. I want to tell a story.
Yeah.
I don't want to get up there and throw a bunch of jigsaw puzzle pieces at you that makes no fucking sense.
I like when people who do like one-liners like that.
I
Just
do
like,
too, but
bam,
it's-
bam.
yeah.
It's not me. No. I'm gonna tell a little premise, and I understand like there's some people who do that, and they're like, well, I can't do that in 5 minutes. You gotta learn.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah,
You gotta learn. And you'll learn what to, like you said earlier, cut out the fat of jokes. There's some things that there's a certain part you always want.
I feel like, and it's not to be rude, but like a part of me, when a comedian says that shit now, like in today's society where we have, it's
Thank
like,
you.
bro,
Thank you.
do some fucking research.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't have to. You see me working in my book. I shouldn't have to punch up your fucking jokes for you. And I know he knows it. Bro, he punches up everybody. Like, people just, when we go into like, down in the Nook or Pulaski, it's like people are literally coming up to us, ripping their jokes, and we just gotta be like, do it up there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not your fucking judge.
You
know what I
What do you think
mean?
about this? How should I? Can you give me a tag? Like one, I need one tag on this. And I'm like, bah, 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 bah. And I'm like, oh my god, that's perfect. I was just like, you didn't have that in your chamber. I was like, that's low. I give you low hanging fruit out.
Yeah.
I'm not giving.
You're
I'm
nice.
not giving top of the tree like anything. else.
I can't anymore. Like I'll tell people because at first I want to be everyone's friend and help, and then after a while it's like
I'm done. Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
it's tiresome because the thing is like these people aren't. You're not. I look at this. You're not worthy of the stage.
Yep.
If you can't do those simple things, why even?
Mm-hmm.
You're a hobbyist.
Just watch Kill Tony 10 episodes, and you'll know how to write a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Go, watch any podcast with Ron White, and you'll know how to craft from nothing all the way through.
Yeah.
It's like the shit is out there.
Everyone needs a teacher. Like, I understand, like, teach me how to work on cars, and teach me how to do something. But when it comes to that, watch other people.
Yeah.
Study them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like I've been doing that so young, so that stuff comes easy to me. I'll go in there, and I'll watch some of these. I'll go to like a comedy show, and I'll start seeing where a comedian's already going with the joke.
Yeah.
Now, before I was a comedian, I would laugh at that because I see now I'm a comedian.
now
I'm
it's
like,
like,
I can't.
it's coming.
Before I'm like, oh shoot.
It's just
you know
like
what I
you
mean?
see the path they
But I
carve,
also like it too because it makes me feel good when it's somebody you look up to and it's like, oh shit, I see where they're going. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, my thinking, my train of thought is on the right level. You know, and that's all it is, man. Because truth be told, there's a lot of people that's funny out there. It's just, are you funny for the industry?
Yep.
Are you funny for yourself?
Yep.
Are you funny for shows? Are you funny for your community?
Yeah.
Everyone has a thing of funny. There's some people that could tell you jokes. I used to have this dude always heckle all the time. Me and Pops were doing a show over at this hookah place, Hookah Haas. And one of the dudes up there hated that we got all the attention, so he always would heckle and heckle and heckle. So I'm like, yo, go up there. Mind, this is the same guy who pulled his gun out and everything to show off, stuff like that. I'm like, you pulled your gun out in public, bro. Come on, man. That's fucking whatever. You know. But anyways, we get him up to the stage. He gets up there, and now everyone's watching him. So he starts his little stuff. Nobody's laughing. Now he's sweating. We're seeing the sweat literally just dripping down dude's face. I'm like, yeah, it's not as easy, huh? And he even says, like, yeah, it's not. Yeah, because you know what? When you're with the crowd, you have their back. You know what I mean? The crowd, you're part of the crowd. Now when you're up there, now they're like, you're not part of the crowd anymore.
Yeah.
You're on a pedestal. And that's just how it always is with anybody. That's why when people get upset, like, I have a lot of friends who are good at singing. I'm like, you should sing. Oh, I don't know, man. The pressure of being famous. People are really scared of that shit. You know? My thing is, if you're mentally not already famous, then that's what your problem is,
Yeah,
bro.
right.
You gotta be right.
You know what I mean?
Dude,
It's
that
like,
shit
it
can.
shouldn't-
I was gonna say this shit can literally happen overnight.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially doing what we do. One person makes a video.
That's it.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to say something real quick before it gets lost in the ether.
No.
A lot of being a comedian is like finding confirmation. You know what I mean? Like, does the joke work? And one of the first things I came up on stage with was at Pulaski. I mean, if you've ever been there, it's a great spot, right? It's fun, but it's not. It's like underground a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like kind of culty setting in a little bit because of the regulars that are always there.
Yeah.
You know, so I just spontaneously said, I was like, I don't understand what gets y'all to even come out here to these open mics. Like, we're just using you as the moms we never had. You know what I mean? Like,
That's good.
I mean, I'm just trying to get some confirmation, and y'all are drinking yourselves to death. You really remind me of my mom. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I felt, so I had to let it out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But it's true, and I started thinking about that joke more, like trying to grow on it. And then, yeah, it's really true because, like, most of us have trauma. Most of us have, like, something just didn't sit right with us growing up, and now we're conscious and we have the power to choose for ourselves. It's like, yeah, we got to get the confirmation of, like, was I right to feel that way? You know what I mean? And to get that out, we're trying to get them to laugh at it. And I mean, I don't know. It's just something. I don't know why I went on that. My bad.
No, because but it's the truth though. Like Todd used to always tell me, Pops used to always tell me, like, I'm different because my comedy doesn't come from trauma. My comedy comes from me wanting to make people laugh and enjoy. There's trauma I could talk about, but the world's not ready for it yet because the world's not ready for it. I didn't live that hard black life. I had both my parents. I lived in the suburbs. You know, had my first car when I was 16. So my dad worked hard and got for it. Had a basketball court in my house and a pool. You know, it's just like I didn't struggle street life. Now my cousins, yeah, you know what I mean. It's so completely different. So when I talk about the world, it's a world that we all want to live in.
Yeah.
It's a world where my friends were white, Hispanic, Asian. We said every slur to each other, but there was love. Anything went down, no questions asked.
Of course.
You know? But I also had different friend groups. I had one group that couldn't be with the other group and blah, blah, blah. But that just made me me. And I feel like everybody else could be like that.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like that's the world we're all slowly trying to get to.
Sure.
What's holding back is like what society... It's money. Pretty much that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know? Because if we start working together, trust me, it cuts out so many other people. Because now I bump into you. Oh, shit, fucked up my car. Hey, I know somebody, blah, blah, blah. We get it real fixed. cuts out the whole insurance middleman shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That goes up every fucking year, no matter how good of a driver.
Nobody
you
gets
are.
points on this shit.
That's what's great about being like a blue collar is you find somebody for everything. You know what I mean? Like
Dude.
every one of my close friends, except for this guy, knows how to do something.
But yeah,
Hey, I'm like you. We know how to do some things. We're just not perfect at it. Still gotta. Hey, so that way, right? All right. Okay, go.
I'm sitting here. I was like, "What the fuck do I know how to do?" I'm sitting there, fuck. I was like, I tell jokes. I was like, that's about it.
No, you know how to operate that grass cutting machine pretty good.
Yeah, but
man.
yeah,
the robot.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck.
you got a rope. You got a.
Yo, he programs it. It's pretty dope. He sent me a video of it one day.
Yeah, it doesn't cut grass. It paints lines. It
Oh,
paints
that thing,
sports
yeah.
fields. I'm a landscaper. I don't want to talk about it.
That's okay. But I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I work at a school. I've already said it on here. But
What he says is he doesn't have his green card.
No, yeah.
I'm a landscaper. Wait, hold on.
It's funny because when you were talking earlier, you were like, I'm a mechanic. Yeah, I work with a mechanical engineer. I work with a lot of numbers, but I'm dyslexic. It's funny because I'm a landscaper. I'm allergic to grass. I'm allergic to the sun. I'm allergic to the sun.
Wait,
And bees.
you're allergic to
Grass, sun, and bees.
Dude, those are the main elements you're
That's
dealing with.
it. I'm fucking getting.
Let me guess. Fire is hot.
Yeah. It's fucking insane. I remember the first time I realized I was like allergic to bees. I got nipped by a white-faced hornet, and I got hit right in the chest. Didn't even think twice. And I was right out here, and I came back up with my buddies. My buddies were looking at me, and I looked like Will Smith from Hitch. And they were so gross. So I couldn't stop laughing because I looked so ugly. I was like, "Do we have to go to the hospital? This is fucking crazy!" And all of a sudden, I just went. And my buddy, who's an EMT, goes, "Yeah, we gotta go to the hospital." But I was like, "We're gonna run there pretty quick." It was, I mean, fuck. But yeah, it's just kind of funny because it's just like all this shit just makes me want to do comedy even more. And I don't know what I want out of comedy, but I know when I get on that stage and I have a good night and people are laughing, there's not a drug in the fucking world that compares.
Amen to that. Amen to
There's
that.
not a drug in the fucking world that serotonin rush.
I can
and you go
say-
like it's almost just like you be like not saying you like I own you, but it's just like I'm in there. I'm in your head. I'm in your head.
Yo,
Be like-
I can second that as a father of four. Best feeling in the world.
Daddy, do you love us? Not as much as the stage.
Yeah. No, I brought him out to see one of the spots we do comedy at, and all they wanted us to do was just get on stage and do comedy for him.
They all went on stage. Every
No,
single
it
one of
was
his kids
great.
went
I
on
love
stage,
it.
and
It
it
was
was
great.
it was awesome,
And so I go up. My daughter, my 7-year-old, she calls me funny man.
hilarious.
So sassy, and she's like, "All right, it's your turn to go up and do comedy." So I go up there and I'm like, "All right, I got a real good one for you. Think real hard, right?" And I'm just like, "All right, I got this." So there was just fucking start. I'm up on stage. I'm like, and dude, they were dying laughing, bro. It was hilarious. I didn't tell him a joke at all.
We had a good time. That's all.
You know what I mean?
You connected with the audience.
Yes, exactly. I mean, that's what I do at home. You know what I mean? Like, it's all physical kind of comedy. You know what I mean? I sing all different kinds of songs, mash them together.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, we have fun in my
Dude,
house.
that's how it has to be, man.
It's funny because like it's not just his daughter that with the little snips and stuff. His oldest son. I've said this on a pod once or twice, but he gets me when he's not paying attention. Like he'll hit me with some banger jokes that you wouldn't even expect. So like him and his wife they were just having like a little disagreement or whatever, and his son looks at me and goes, "Yeesh," and I was just like, "That's hilarious." You should have saw his face. And so we were sitting down the other day, and I brought my girlfriend over. And he kept looking at me, looking at her, and going, "Fucking sweet." Nice. He's 12. He's 12. And we were on our way to an open mic.
Love it.
We were on our way to an open mic, and this kid bursts out of the door like the Kool-Aid man. Comes running up to the car, knocks on my window, and he goes, "Put it down." I was like, "All right, what's up, man?" He goes, "Guess what?" I was like, "What's up?" He daps me up and goes, "I got a black girlfriend." And I go, "My man!" I was like, "Let's do it." And, dude, he's just gold. Constant gold.
And she's the captain of the cheerleading squad.
That's what he said. He goes, "Yeah, my girlfriend's a cheerleader."
Hell yeah.
Just like that. Just like, He laughed afterward. I was just like, oh man.
You should have seen my son Zayden when he brought his girl over. Oh my, bro, he was right next to her the whole time. She's like cuddling with him on her phone, playing games. And as soon as so the next day he comes over again, and Zayden's like, "Where's your girl?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Not with me today, bud." He's like, "I'm gonna steal that girl."
Yeah.
I was like, okay, 9-year-old. I was just like,
Hey
crazy.
man, you know when they have the confidence like that.
It was cool.
That's real good.
Yeah.
Oh
You know.
man, they're all so animated.
Dude, she bought him a book. And I was like, you're not doing me any favors. I'm going to lose my fucking girlfriend there.
Damn.
I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I know, but he was missing it from his little collection, so I had to buy
Oh,
it.
he was missing it? Oh, yeah.
He did it on purpose, I bet.
Yeah,
I bet
he
he
probably
has the book.
He hid that shit. You know, it'd be nice if I had that copy.
Now he's gonna give the second one to the next girl.
Yeah.
There you go. There you
He's
go.
like,
Yeah.
I got this one for you.
Yo, that's smooth. Oh, you like it too? Well, I just so happen to have another copy. Man.
no, well,
Players are born.
Hustling, bro.
Yeah.
Well, it's well, my girlfriend right now, she's actually out in Oregon. She's just kind of went out there for a little bit of fun for like a month or two, and so I'm gonna fly out there and go get her, and we're gonna do a little comedy tour, down, up, down on our way back, and I'm so excited just
Excellent,
to see the U.S. and freaking give it a shot. You know what I mean?
Do it.
I'm not looking to get famous like I was talking about, but it's like, dude, I want to go because we're going from Oregon down to Nevada, down to Denver, down to Austin, up to Nashville. Maybe hit one more spot, but I'm gonna want to go home after
The
Nashville.
fucking circuit.
And after that, and I was just like, we're gonna be road dogging. I'll tell you that.
You're road dogging
It's gonna
already.
be, we're gonna be road dogging.
Both of those, both definitions. He's like, let me let you know.
We're gonna be road dogging. But yeah, I'm excited, man. It's just like, because I've always like the only place I've really done comedy is Mass, New Hampshire, Connecticut.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like I said it once or twice that I'm not saying I feel trapped because I love this community. I really do. You meet a vast what do you call it? A list of characters.
Characters, oh yeah.
And it's just like everyone I've met's been basically awesome. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I mean,
For sure.
we have so many mutual friends, and I like freaking like one of my first comedy friends that gave me the confidence. I mean, Alex Martinez. He's so supportive.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It was
Alex
just
is
like
the
as
man.
soon as I met him, he was like, "Dude, you're funny. Keep writing. Don't quit."
Yo.
Did he tell you
Listen.
about how he met me?
Yeah, he did because I had to.
The
I was
$20 bill?
like, yeah. But tell the story for unless you're gonna have him on the unless you're gonna have him on the
I'm
show.
gonna have him on.
All right, then
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
then. We'll wait till then. Wait till then. But nah, it was cool because like even Alex, right? Alex, I remember the first time he came through. I saw him before a mic. You know, I guess I saw him at another mic. He came through one of my mics. I because you know you see so many faces, so many people. So I'm like, yo, dude, you look like you're gonna say something funny. So I guess he came back, and you know, remember I got me some fries. I sat down, introduced him. Eating, a minute 30 seconds go by. He's like, all right, that's it, I'm done. I'm like, bro, you got more time. Like, you know, he's like, no, I'm done. Now this dude hits like a half an hour.
Hell
It's
yeah.
nothing. You know what I mean?
Hell
And it's just like, I'm not saying I got a talent, but when I see people that are good and I put my like energy into it, it's for a reason.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And not saying like Alex has been real determined. He could have turned away, stuff like that. We've had some times I'm like, yo, this is that. I don't think that's funny, this. And there's been times even he's had a joke, and he's never said this joke, and I feel bad because I feel like it was one of those things like I took his joke by accident, you know? And when he was talking about, he has a joke about, what is it, honey badgers, right? Or honey packs.
Yep.
Yeah. Honey packs, and they turned you into honey badgers. Alex, when you come on, tell him the joke. I ain't gonna tell you a joke for you. Tell a joke. But so after he said that joke, I had one that I was like, oh shoot, it'll be cool if I use like experience I have, and it was about like how people are scared to get those at the gas station. But it was a similar thing. And after I said that joke, I never heard him say it again. So I even asked him like, bro, I'm really sorry. I hope you didn't think I took that joke from you. You know, but. You know, some jokes but there's also some jokes that you just find out, yo, it works better for you, bro. Take that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like him.
We've had a couple of those back and forth.
Yeah, and I think that's normal amongst people who you're really close with. You know what I mean?
for
Because
sure.
a lot of these comedians, like hanging out with Gerald Kelly's pretty cool.
We've heard a lot about him. I can't wait to meet that guy.
Yeah. If you want him on the show, let me know. I'll get you guys
Sweet.
right in there.
Okay,
Yeah,
no.
100%, yeah.
Absolutely.
He's really dope. He's a dope dude. He teaches me a lot about the game.
Yeah.
About how it actually works, you know, and he's written for people. Some of the people's sets and stuff like that. I mean, He told me like, yeah, someone needed something. I wrote it for him.
Yep.
And that's how it works. Like sometimes people are like, hey, I know you're really good at family stuff. I'm not good. Can you help me? Can you write me like a 30-minute family thing? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's how. After a while, that's how it really works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I heard his
You know what I mean?
sons are absolute killers too.
They're
He's just like generational
Isaiah
talent.
Kelly is amazing
Yeah.
and beast.
Yep.
Josh Kelly is coming out. He's
Yep.
he's really good. I think once Josh gets comfortable with himself, he's gonna be a crazy beast because Josh is different.
Yep.
Josh is different out of all of them, and I think he has something really hit. And then the youngest one, the I can't remember his kid's little youngest name again. It's always there. But anyways, he has a nice little niche. You know what I mean? He's that little cute kid that's the same. But at the same time, he's talking grown folk shit. You know what I mean? But in a kid's way, it's hilarious. I love Hunter Kelly. Kelly.
Oh, yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, definitely.
Dude,
definitely.
we just had Nick on the show.
Nick
man.
Kelly?
Yeah, dude.
Nick Kelly. I love Nick Kelly. Nick Kelly is an interesting, very interesting, very
has
talented
so much energy on the
comedian.
stage.
Yes, he
bro.
is. He does.
fun.
Nick always pissed me off though, because Nick doesn't know when you shine the like get the fuck off stage. Bro. I don't got all day. He's really talented though.
Yeah.
He's a talented person both musically as well as comedically. You know,
Yeah.
he's real quick with it. I like
Yep.
something. You know, he came
he's
by
witty
last
as
week,
hell.
hits me with some new stuff. I'm like, oh shit.
Him and I are real similar. You know how he's stuck in his coke phase, and I'm just stuck in my LSD trip.
Yo. Well, you know, it's not easy. Yeah, no lie. I love Nick Kelly, but he always reminds me, and I've said that the freaking in Men in Black, the little cockroaches thing.
Yeah.
Oh
He has that bend, the little twitch to it.
Java. What's up, KK?
That's yes. I feel like that's.
I told because he does this bit about Tom Hanks and he gets real animated and he gets real loud in the mic. And we were talking out on the Legend Bishop sometimes. I was like, dude, you hit this like vocal thing that took me back to White Chicks when they were playing the Cubans. And he's like, Guantanamera! Guantanamera! I was just like, dude, you sounded exactly like the dude from the Wayans Brothers. I was just like, it was fucking crazy. He hits those different, like, and he always does like the little bit where he sings and he gets the crowd on his side 100% every time he sings. Shout out to Nick.
Shout out to Nick. Nick is a singer. I'm sorry. Nick is a great singer.
Yeah, he is.
I really think if Nick 100% pushes music before comedy could always pull through. He's a talented motherfucker when it comes to that voice.
Yeah.
We've heard him
So
sing quite a few
panty
times.
droppers. You know what I mean?
And he's got a six pack. Did you see him up in here?
Listen. I know. He's a fucking. This dude is
Lewis.
Yeah.
The whole table came up off the ground. Lewis
He's got a hard on, right?
Yeah.
Louis Santos.
And Lewis can't hide it in those tight ass jeans.
No.
I know. And I got these pair of gray shorts. They're so fucking comfortable. I got them in Lake George. So comfortable. They're gray and they're like fluffy cotton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And every time I wear them, my shit's just
Right there.
bulging right out. And Lewis won't let me wear them. Bro, he's caught me wearing them out and doing comedy twice, and I won't wear them no more around him. Bro, every time he's just cupping, grabbing. I'm telling you, one time he even stroked it. He got his hands between the
I believe it. Lewis, everyone thinks it's gonna be me. That's gonna be Lewis is gonna be known for like later
He's
on.
a predator.
He's like, which one of you men touched him?
Hey, he's got a golden ticket here, so I'm allowed to say, Lewis, you're a predator.
Well, be
motherfucker."
careful. I think if we say his name one more time, he might bust through that.
I feel it. Jesus.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Shit.
but all these guys, even Lewis started off also on my mic at the Unicorn. You know, I see a lot of these guys start off and they come through and they do great, then they disappear and they come back, and it is not forever. Like I understand, like some people are gonna hang out for a little bit. Other times it's just what it is. It's it's a comedy is a marathon.
Yeah.
There's no quick way. If you get there quick, trust me, as
You ain't
quick as you
ready.
go up, you're gonna
Scary.
drop down low. And most people don't know how to handle the lows after those big highs. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's different when you're touring. Because I've seen it. I've seen comedians who went on tour, been all over, been to Europe, Mexico, stuff like that, and then now they're back in Springfield.
Yeah.
Or they're back in Western Mass.
Yeah.
And they're just doing on Western Mass.
Oh, I actually met one of those guys. And I asked him, what's the one piece, like if you could give yourself advice,
Yeah.
when you started out, what's the advice you would give yourself when you started? To quit. I ain't even talking to you. Then they go up they do their 5, which turns into 10.
Mm-hmm.
No laughs.
Oh man, I remember
And
exactly
then-
who that was.
and
That
then-
just clicked in my brain.
And then I go up on
he
that
was
motherfucker.
heated that night.
Bro, then I go
was
up on
on
there
one.
and I got the whole fucking place. Fuck. And then I go outside and I'm like, yo, you missed it. He goes, what? I said, laughter in the crowd. Bro.
Listen, man,
I remember that. It
there's
was
a
wild.
lot
You
of
missed it.
lot of hurt comedians.
I
A lot of hurt. You know what the thing is, because they got played. They got like it happened to me almost. You know, you work
Yeah.
with these bigger comedians, and they use you.
Yeah.
They use you to pull in a crowd. They use you for the people you have around you. They use you for your material. They use you for your energy.
Yep.
Then when they're done, you don't have nothing else. They say, okay, that was a good. Thanks for touring. And now you don't have anything because you were just riding them so much. You didn't make your own connections. You didn't make your own network.
Yep.
That's not taught to anybody in this game. So when I see people, I always say, hey, be careful with so-and-so.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying, but just, hey, they're a good person, but this is also a business. And I don't
Yeah.
think a lot of people realize this. In the business, at the end of the day, the person helping you is most likely 100% checking out for their pockets before they're
Yeah.
looking for yours. And that's what makes me different from anybody else. Because the thing is, yeah, some people say Maverick doesn't pay you for shows. Who did you bring?
Yep.
Who did you? Because guarantee you, anybody that brings somebody at least there, those people came with you. That's your money. Here you
Yeah.
go. You know, not saying I hate bringers. You know what I'm saying? I do say everyone should try to do at least a bringer once in their life. But I'm not saying don't go living off of bringer. I know people who just strictly do bringers, and I'm like,
Yikes.
bro, get on an actual stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, they've got connections that way, but that's great. You paid into that. That's how I look
Right.
at it. You paid into it because, like, it's I don't see where it's guaranteed because there's been times I did stuff for one booker at a bringer. Didn't talk to me. Came back another time. He had all this other stuff to say. Didn't think he knew. He's like, I don't, pretty much said that he didn't really think I was funny.
Yeah.
Then when I was done and came up, he goes, "Oh my gosh, you're really great. But why do you do all your pictures with your tongue out and everything like that?" So that's my thing. That's when people see me, that's what I want. I want people to imitate that.
Yeah.
Because I like the old rock star stuff. I like that stuff. You know what I mean? It's just cool.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, well, you seem a little more educated though. Why would you do that?" I'm like, "All right, now you just call me."
That's-
I was like, "Where?
What did you
where
say
did that
to
come?"
me?
And I looked at the girl. I looked at this
This
white girl. She
guy.
looks at me too. And she's like, "I'm like, all right, I'm not the only one that just heard that." And I was like, "Well, thank you, man. Give me my money and I'm good."
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, it's just like people don't understand. Like everything's a business. Everyone's
Yeah.
time is money. And even if you're not getting money, their time is valuable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I look at every encounter as what am I gonna get out of this?
Yeah.
Regardless of what coming up for you guys, I'm nobody right now. You know what I mean? But my thing is, when I become somebody good, I'll be like, yo, go check out my boys here, and vice versa. You know what I
right.
mean? Like you
Exactly.
guys
Yeah.
big up, it's like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, I was on their podcast.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Great.
Yep.
More. People don't look at it that way. They're so selfish right off the bat. Be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come up there, but what you gonna give me? You know, what you
Yeah.
gonna get me, or am I gonna get put on shows? I hate when people say that all the time. Yo, when are you gonna put me on a show? You get frustrated. Like I have to put you on a show.
Yeah. Earn it.
Right.
Earn
That's it. They're wondering why some other person comes up and I put them before because that person came up and they could do 5 minutes. I said, do the same 5 minutes on the show to open up for me.
Yep.
And then there's some people I don't put on because the thing is I don't have the money I don't want to disrespect you by saying, hey, I could do this, but I'm gonna pay this price.
Yeah.
Because then you'll feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Because I've been around long enough. I know how half of these people act.
We all played sports. It comes right back to sports. Earn it.
Earn it.
You want to start? You want to play? Earn it.
Earn it.
It's just like show the effort. Show the effort in practice. Like I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fucking show up. Open mic. Bang it out. Gym it up. You know what I'm talking about? And fucking
And
do
promote
it.
your shows.
Do
If
it.
you're on a show, comedian, promote the show
Yeah.
you're on. I hate how they make it. They're like, oh, well, you're the booker. I got somebody before. I don't even call Ezra. Ezra before did a rap on me.
Yep.
Because Jasmine put me as a headliner. This when we were cool. And I went to the headline of the show. There was no one there. So he did a rap like, oh, well, the seats are low because look who's on the poster, who's headlining, blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting there like, bro, you're going to rap about me? It's a comedy show.
Yep.
You want to do a diss rap? So I called him and Jasmine out and said, yo, there was a rap battle in Springfield. I tagged both of them and said, let's go. Come down here. No show. I'm
There
not.
ain't no- there ain't no pianos in
Before I used to just be really quiet and just take things, but now I'm putting everything out there because
Yeah.
everyone wants to do these little side things. Everyone wants to
Yeah.
do these little nerdy bitch tactics, as I call it, or click things,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Before I was friends with everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and things happen. You don't lose you lose friends, or you stop being cool with people, or you just end up stop hanging out with people because where's the growth?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if I can't grow with you, it's no
Yeah.
disrespect. I'm gonna keep on moving on. If you're comfortable, That's great. There's a lot of comedians that are just comfortable with what they're doing, comfortable on these open mics, comfortable on these local shows, and I applaud you 100%. I'm on my own thing, so I can't go to your show.
Yeah.
Why don't you show up to my shows? Bro, I got things to do on Fridays. If I'm not doing comedy,
Yeah,
I'm spending time with my family. If I'm not spending time with my family, I'm doing something with comedy.
I suffer from that a lot because like
That's
I
it.
want to be supportive and everything, but
But,
like I only have a certain amount of
You only
days
have
I can do
exactly.
this shit.
You know,
yeah.
and
With
but the
kids,
thing about it,
this-
you're always working, but it's not like you're just sitting there like, yo, let's just get high and chill. Let's
No,
go do some
yeah.
coke and
No,
sit
if
and tell
anything,
jokes, you know?
if anything, I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna make a reel. I'm gonna
That's
do
it.
something to show my support.
Yeah.
Like the big thing with the ale house Wednesdays, bro. I can't leave the house.
Listen, I understand. Wednesday is the middle day of everybody, and you know what I hate though? I hate when people always like, "Yo, bro, I'll be trying to come down to your thing." No, I don't need you to come down to the thing. If anything, what I need you to do is when you see me, just like, "Yo, man,
Yeah.
I know who you are." Shake my hand
Yeah.
and just say, "Hey, man, I heard a lot." Like I do. I see comedians like, "Yo, I see how you working, man," and they'll be surprised, like, "Yeah, bro, we're all in this comedy thing together. I'll see your name. I see your name in post. I know you're hustling hard.
Yep.
Now I'm excited to see you."
Mhm.
But some people take that as cocky, like, "Oh yeah, you know me well, you know," and then they don't talk. They're like, "Bro, come on, you're not that famous. I'm giving you
Yeah,
props
right.
because I appreciate the work you're doing. I'm not giving
Uh-huh.
you props because I want to milk your ego. Like, I don't care who you are at the end of the day,
Right.
you know. I mean, I do, but I also don't. You know, it's not gonna
Yeah.
kill me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
great to know. Like, oh shoot, I can met another comedian. I'm really proud of it. Because there's been a lot of people that started at the same time I did,
Yeah.
and we're still at the same thing. Some people even are jumping further. You know, it's gonna be everyone's time.
Yeah.
You know, just wait your turn and keep on hustling hard. Everyone gets frustrated because after like a year and a half, they're still at the same place. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's how it happens. Unless you move out, that's it. You
Yeah.
gotta move.
Dude,
like you
Pops-
said, going around and hopping out, you do it.
Pops has said that to us over and over. He's only been on the podcast once. But yeah, he's every time we see him, he's like, guys, get out of these same two spots.
Yep.
Like you can do more. So
Yep.
we've tried. We've gone down to Connecticut.
Room.
Yeah. Haven't hit the spigot yet.
And then we
Gotta
went
hit
up.
the
We
spigot.
went up to Frog
But-
Brewing up in
yeah.
Swansea.
Yeah,
We,
Swansea with all- yeah,
Went up
yeah.
there a couple times, and it's just like I wish I could do it every single night.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
That's, I mean,
But-
that's the goal eventually. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's
But
just like
until you gotta do
until
what
it
you
pays
gotta do.
health insurance, I fucking can't do it. Until it pays health insurance,
Thank you, sir.
I can't fucking do it.
Thank you.
So it's just like,
That's it.
and it's crazy too, because like I remember when I was first starting out, and a lot of comics wouldn't even give me the time of day. Like some would. So I make sure to make every new comic I meet like feel real comfortable. Keep trying. Like you're funny, dude. You're funny. Just keep doing it. But it's just like I remember when I was just like almost shunned when I first started. Like I sat in the corner like a little fucking like a loser at the fucking in the bars or whatever. But it's just like it hit me that like yeah, people rubbed me the wrong way. But it's just like I don't hold grudges, but I don't forget. That's one thing I always keep in my head.
I got lucky.
Where it's just like I don't hold grudges ever. I'll always treat you like a human being. We're very nice. Boom, we're friends. Yes, but I don't forget.
I
Like,
think I got
it's
real
just
lucky
like-
coming into the comedy scene around here because I was brought in by Louis.
Yeah.
Louis Santos.
and you
I've
had
done
Nick. Well, you had Nick on the podcast too.
that too, but like even prior, yeah. So when I was doing the old podcast, I met Louis on a job site. We were listening to the same pod at the time. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's up? Come do my pod. And then doing that with him, making him laugh. He's like, dude, you should come out and do a mic.
Yeah.
Year goes by. I sign up. I get tickets to be basically almost fucking front row at Kill Tony. So I'm like at Madison Square Garden. I'm going to my favorite show. I'm like, I have to put my name in the bucket. Now I'm forced to go up on stage. I could not give myself any more excuses. I had to do it. I bought the tickets. You know what I mean? So it was like a mind game I had to play on myself. And then getting into the comedy scene, Louis was introducing me to everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I don't know, somehow while he's introducing me and I'm just hanging out, listening to people talk, chiming in, adding getting my laughs in, people were like, all right, this guy's cool. You know what I mean? Then fucking link up with this guy almost instantly, and we fucking hit it off hard, man. And I'm just like, this is what I got into podcasting for originally.
Yeah.
And now there's actually a group of people who do want to fucking work hard, who do want to actually get their shit out there, who want to build a community. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But The community you build is always going to be around you guys. Don't worry about
Yeah.
building it, because the thing is about it, you're spearheads. You guys aren't. You're not. You're breaking the doors down. This is what this is. You know, a lot of people don't understand that. Like, it's not an alpha thing. There's just some people who are made to be at the front to knock down doors, and you make room for everybody else. A lot of people want that because they think, oh, that's where all the attention is. Or, bro, it's lonely sometimes because you deal with a lot of shit that
Fucking
nobody
hard
else deals with. You're doing extra work that nobody else is doing, you know? And you can see easily. You can see after a while, you see who's really about it and who's just about, like, I just like this circle. This is my new thing. This is my new high school. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and that's okay, 100%. It's always like that in every job. You know what I mean? Whether you're a doctor, you're going to have your peers. Whether you're a fucking lawyer, you're going to, it's like that. But I feel here in comedy, we have a chance now to expand yourself, and also not that, but just change the culture of what's going on now, you know? You said you met me at Bishop's. I'm really sorry. I'll be honest. I'm in and out of Bishop's.
Yeah.
You know, so I felt bad. You said you met me before. I was like, you probably have, bro.
I think
I'll be
I think you were headlining the night too, and you were gone like right afterwards too. I was with Lewis.
Yeah.
So I remember I went with Lewis, and we went and saw. I forgot who else was on it. Lewis might have been on it. That might have been when we were there.
Was it the one with Philip Anthony
Might have been.
was hosting, and then because Lewis was on that. Oh yeah, I brought some too if you guys need.
I just grabbed some up. In there
But yeah, and it just sucks because the thing is, there's some places, and people don't understand. There's some places I just don't feel comfortable being at.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go do my thing and then dip out. Like, I'll get booked at some places. If I like the vibe, I'll stick around. If I don't, I'm in and out. Because half the time I'm with my wife, and if she doesn't like the vibe, bro,
we're out. We're out.
Yo,
I have to go back to bed with her. I'm not gonna stand around.
I'm with you, bro. Like, he started dragging me out to Bishop's, and nothing against Bishop's, but it's on the 4th floor of a building. You know what I mean? You've been there.
I was the one who was on the 3rd floor. They pushed it.
You know, and like, yeah, there's an elevator and shit. Parking's terrible. And it's like the people who come up there, it's like they don't want to be there anyway. It's like they're only there because there's nowhere to sit in the 3rd.
Dude, I feel that because I was there. I was there and I called a she. He a she. All right. And I said my bad. You know,
Off with your head.
As soon as I said it,
Off
his
with your
wife's
head at
like,
that
"That's a
point."
her." I was like, "My bad." I said, "I just told you guys I took my glasses off. I can't see. Sorry that I labeled you as a man, but you look like a nigga. So, but I hope that you call me an American and not a nigga because I'm black. You know what I mean? That's the type of shit. Because the thing is about it, like, people, they want to be so offensive, and sometimes, like, I understand. There's some comedians I'll listen to their jokes, and I'm like, dude, you're just really trying to be like, you're hurt, and you want to whip your white cock out to show that you could be some type of dominant. You're being racist. Yeah. And there's some guys like, dude, I feel you could pull it off. Just word it a little better. You know, that's it. It just because, like I said, it's all the vibes you give off. You know what I mean? I've seen some things I thought was racist, and like when we went down to the Carolinas, Ian and Alex did well out there.
Yeah.
A crowd of a black audience room. You know what I mean? They fucking did. I was the one that did bad. You know, and I did bad. I did bad. And it wasn't even before they heard my sex jokes. I wore a Playboy jacket there, and they were upset about that.
Oh man!
Of course, because they had an after party for the church people. Like during my sex, as I'm doing my shower set of having a dildo accidentally in my ass.
That's
Here comes the first lady walking down, like. So
you know what's funny? Because I have that. So I have this weird thing. It's Damien calls it autism, but I just remember people's jokes a lot. Like I'm talking the whole sets, and that's one joke. Yeah, you don't want me to smoke that. I turned retarded.
Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, so you know the joke I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
So I do so if I hear like a good set, I will memorize that whole joke or the whole set.
Yeah.
And I do remember that set you did at Bishop's, and I was just like, and it was like half the crowd was howling, and the other half were just like, ah.
I have a joke that killed at Bishop's, and I'm just gonna do it for you because you actually said earlier that I'm not allowed to say this word. So I go, so I grew up in the 90s where it was normal for my family to call me a faggot. Pause. If you're offended by that, how the fuck do you think I felt?
Yeah. That's a good turn. Good turn.
That's a good turn.
And then they're like, oh yeah, bro, you're right. That fucking must have sucked. Yeah, I was 9.
But the thing, you know what's funny? Like, so at work, there's this lady I work with. She's Jewish. I love her to death. And she was telling me about one of her friends because there's a joke amongst like people from the islands, like Jamaica, stuff like that are black. They don't consider themselves black. You know what I mean? You tell a Jamaican they're black, like, no, I'm Jamaican. black is Americans. That's another way. Because we have to segregate ourselves still. Are you black American or white American? I can't just be American. I have to be black American. You know, constantly reminded me, hey, buddy, you're black. It's like, I know. Hey, Black History Month because you're black. It's like, I know. When can we just actually start integrating it, you know? So she's telling me a joke, and she goes, so I guess pretty much there's a guy from Barbados, and he was letting some other guys, workers, he was a construction worker, she had that, grab some stuff from his tools. So the Barbados guy told the white guy, don't let that nigger need your shit. So she repeated that and said those same words to me, and I was like, oh shit, she said nigger with a hard R. And I was like, okay. So I thought, you know, I'm a jokester. I understand she was telling a story. She didn't mean it no harm. It's cool. So we're talking about something else. We're talking about Christmas and everything, and she's like, oh yeah, I don't celebrate Christmas. I'm like, I know, your people killed baby Jesus. Right? And she was so hurt by that, and it made me feel bad.
Well, I think he was 40 years old.
They still call him baby Jesus. You know, we're still celebrating this motherfucker. Baby Jesus. You know?
No, that's one thing, like, when you think about other cultures and what's accepted in other cultures, man.
Yeah.
All right, not that I don't hate nobody, right? But I understand why the Jews get a lot of shit. Did you know, in the Talmud, it literally says a Jewish man can have sex with a child under the age of 9 as long as they are a goy. And a goy is just a non-Jewish human.
Yes.
That's in their Bible, bro. If that was in the Christian Bible, if King James accepted that shit, bro, you know what I mean? Everybody would think the earth is flat.
Fuck. What do you mean?
It's a whole nother time.
It's flat, man. Oh, shit. There's ice caps right now,
That's
bro.
a whole nother pod, bro.
Talk about the giants and everything. And there weren't dinosaurs. Those were dragons, okay?
Well, dragons did exist.
Yeah. They weren't.
They didn't breathe fire, but they were fucking fire.
Dude, you're not going to tell me a pterodactyl isn't a fucking dragon.
It's a dragon, bro. They're all dragons. It's different time.
With a fucked up head.
Fucked up.
No,
but no, I know exactly what you mean, man. Dude, there's a lot of things in religions that are just crazy that we tend to just like push out. Like we tell like the Virgin Mary, she was 12 years old when she got knocked up, folks. Let's think about this.
By a poltergeist.
Like she got raped, guys, and no one wants to talk about it, so we made it seem really nice, okay?
Oh, man.
And then we marry her off to a carpenter because that's the lowest and highest class we could get at the time.
What was the angel that came down?
It's really sad when you put it
Michael
like
did.
that.
Michael came down, put his Go-Gurt right in there. Just stay with me. Come on, guys. There's a reason. There's only one reason he keeps me around, I promise you.
I love it, man. Dude, this was fun. I'm sorry. This was I'm not gonna lie, guys. Part of me was like, yo, should I pull a hamstring or something? What should I do?
Well, you pull down the street and you heard dueling banjos. And you're like, oh fuck.
I grew up in Belchertown.
Yeah.
So I was like my neighbors across the street were screamo emos, you know, and the other one raised like goats, chickens, and emus. So I was you know, I went from Holyoke, living on the corner where across my street was mostly Polish, French Canadian, and then around the corner was Little Puerto Rico, you know. And then I went to like Belchertown, so I was really like learned a lot about different cultures, you know, and always being black in the middle of them, it was really cool, you know. Started off as a token, then you come to Springfield and you're like, wow. Not the only one, but that I was because my hair is different. You know what I mean? They know I speak.
I was going to actually ask that earlier. When you swam, did you have it like much shorter? Or
no, actually, I started growing up my hair recently, about 10 years ago. Yeah, I actually always had a crew cut. You know, probably short like yours. Yeah, that's it. Simple, just easy to contain. But now I wanted to just grow my hair because one day I was like, you know what? Let me see, and then it just became the look too when I started doing comedy. You know, that's one thing a lot of people remember was the hair. Cause sometimes, bro. I hate dealing with this shit, man. It should be tangling. It'd be high. I know why bitches be putting it up on there. It was like, you know, my wife put it up there. She's like, it looks like a pineapple. I'm like, I'm leaving it like that now. Whatever. Cool. You know?
Pineapples are good.
Pineapples are great, man. I'm part of I know you guys. I'm part of that pineapple life. You know, I do golf. I swing. I play all holes, front and back. You know?
Pineapple on pizza.
Pineapple on pizza, definitely. You know what I mean?
Very nice.
That's good. Yeah. So that's another thing too. Like talking about my jokes, it was like people like. Even had some comedians be weird towards my wife a little bit. You know, there's some comedians I just won't talk to anymore because you just said some. Like, yeah, I talk about my jokes and I'm sexual, but there's also a part of respect that I have. You know, I had this comedian, you know, put him on a show. I was doing one of the jokes about me and one of like some things my wife does, and some of them aren't even real people. Let me understand. Sometimes they're jokes. They're just premises that I could have probably like, oh, that would have been good. It didn't really happen, and if it did, it did. If it didn't, it didn't. You don't know. The only person who knows is people
part
involved.
of the suspense.
That's
Just
what I
be-
love about it. Yeah. So some people, I don't know what it is. Like they have to know if it's true or not. So there's one comedian. He's sitting back of my wife, and he goes, "You know how hard it is not to get hard on when I'm sitting back of your wife and you're talking like that." Now, instantly, my inner Goku came out, and my heart, I already whipped out this. You know what I mean? Like, but I was just like, whatever. I'm just never gonna fuck with you again, bro. Like that's just like, dude,
Vegeta.
that's
I couldn't.
my balls. Yeah, exactly.
You know, I fucking realized, like, maybe it was a couple months ago, I realized that some comedians got into this for pussy and money. What
Bro,
the fuck are you
no,
thinking?
that's yes.
There's none of either. There's none of either.
No.
It's just like
Just
fucking
like-
hell.
You're just
It's
hitting
just-
on all the minors, all those minors. That's what you're doing because these older women don't want you. So the new comedians that are young, you're just running right through them.
Yeah.
And you know, I feel bad because I see someone, I'm like, yo, let me just and even Alex said, we'll see him like, yo, just be careful, don't be fucking these, you know, we'll say it from the mic, don't be fucking these comedians. Not like but then they came here too for money and fucking. So is it really
Yeah.
like, you know, it's just not saying all of them. I know about
There
people.
was,
like,
there was one.
I'm
oh,
actually
sorry, go
dating a
ahead.
comedian.
There was one
What are you
time.
doing?
She's only done three or four mics.
awesome, man.
So, but yeah, she's good. She's
I
clean.
I almost got picked up by a swinger couple.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, or maybe it was just pure cuckold. I don't know. I'm just gonna give the guy the benefit of the doubt. All right.
I'm trying to remember when that was. I just dialed
Wait, was
back.
this at a comedy show?
Yeah.
Oh, it's even better.
Yeah, I came off the stage and she like, you know, people that she's just like, she stops me.
Wait, was this in Northampton?
Westfield. She
Oh.
stops me. She's like, "You were great."
Oh fuck!
You remember?
I just had a That So Raven brain blast.
You
dude.
remember?
Yeah,
I came
dude.
right over to him. I was like, "Bro, the fucking cougar wants to fuck."
I remember, dude.
And then we're looking, and she's like leaning up against this real short, bald guy, and I put two and two together. I'm like, "Oh, that's her husband." And then I'm testing the waters now, right? I hope my wife isn't watching. So I'm testing the waters just because I'm curious.
That's
I'm
it's
just
for science.
curious.
It's for science.
Exactly.
Understand- You wouldn't have a story or a joke.
So I'm like,
It's a bit.
it's a bit. It's a bit.
I got like this much of my drink left. I hurry up, bust it down, start walking out, and again she does like this little, you know, like lean a little closer to the door as I'm walking by. I was like, I'm gonna head outside, and she's like, all right, and I'm like, all right, word. So then I go out I'm out at the bar. Her and her husband come right out, walk right outside. I'm like, all right, bet. I knew it's how it is.
Nice.
I went right back into the venue though. Right back.
Come on, man.
No.
Do you know how hard it is as a swinger couple to come out there and actually get somebody that's attractive, that's a guy? That's
I'm
very
good,
slim.
bro.
That's not.
I'm
You
good.
could have brought your wife involved. You guys could have had fun.
She's a little clingy, you know. She don't like to share. She's afraid that like somebody else is gonna feel what she feels, and then she's gonna have to battle somebody else.
I'll tell her it never works like
She
that.
thought-
No, it's
No.
just.
She
It's,
thought we were fucking
it's
for
just-
a couple months.
Wow.
He's
Over
laughing.
and over.
He's laughing.
No, she
We were sitting
kept
at a kitchen
drawing.
table, and she goes, "Man, why do y'all act so gay all the time? What the fuck?" And like without missing a beat, like we said a joke to each other, and Damien flicked my titty up like that, and I go, "Brother, you're not helping the cause." I was just like, she
yeah. So.
Well,
goes,
I
"See?"
also a lot of my humor is like really funny. Like I didn't load any up, but I sent like I think you'll find this funny. I send reels to him all the time, and they're always like extremely homosexual.
It's true.
No,
And-
you know what? I have a joke that I made about that, about learning about white culture. I'm like, the one thing I learned about white men is they're really, really gay with each other.
Yeah.
But they're not really, really
Yeah,
gay.
yeah.
They're almost, they will put a dick close to the asshole,
Yeah.
maybe even just the tip, but they're still straight as fuck.
Like, you're gonna like this, ready? Oh man! And this one,
That's
this
wild.
one, it hits so deep, because you ever seen the movie Interstellar?
Yeah.
All right, you ever seen Interstellar on weed? No, I'm kidding. On psychedelics?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
that's wild.
Yo, I can't ever see that scene the same anymore, bro.
Now you see why my wife thinks we're gay.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the way she like quivers, she's like, "What are you doing?" Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man.
Oh, my
It's a struggle. It's a struggle. I mean,
No, we have good times.
Like,
Like
our
he's
whole-
actually my astrological beta cuck. if you
yeah,
didn't
that's what
know.
we talk about that a lot, just in our different sets back and forth. And I just go like, yeah, like I'll make a joke like I went to when I went to college, my frat was beta, and it was and it was like it just fits, and it's just like I'm not really a beta, but it's hilarious to fucking say about yourself. And I'll like I'm like anywhere
Especially
we go.
when he's standing next to a stud like me. You
Yeah,
know
that's what I'm
I
saying.
mean?
He's fucking
It works.
Fucking 5 inches taller than me. What the fuck you want? Anywhere I go, I look like a Keebler elf that get paid in cookies. It's fucking awful.
Paid in
It's
cookies.
fucking
Little snack pack.
exactly. Yeah. Like I'm out there making the fudge rounds myself, y'all.
Yeah, with the go-gurt.
We're out here road dogging, baby. Road dogging.
Shotgun.
Oh, that's one of
Damien,
my favorite terms, bro. You've road dogged for me.
Don't say that. Your
Wait,
wife's
your
gonna
wife
kill
is
me.
gonna- Nah, I can't help you guys with that one now.
Bro, we drove 5 hours down to fucking PA, man.
I was on mushrooms. I had a great time.
Listen,
Yeah.
You said I could be passenger princess, and I was just like,
I just listen, like I can put a pod on and do it myself, no problem. I've traveled back and forth between here and Ohio, literally over 100 times, and that's not an exaggeration. My dad's from up here, my mom's from down there, and
Gotcha.
they just ping ponged me. And now I'm an adult. My kids were down there. I have them all now up here, but I still travel down there so that they can visit, so that I can visit the family because more than half my family's all down there. So it just at least 3 times a year back and forth. You know what I mean? And since I was a fucking kid, I'm 30.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot. And I don't know why I fucking brought up driving back and forth to Ohio.
you're
What
thinking
was
of
I-
you're thinking of road dogging.
yeah, we're
Road dog.
You've been a road dog your
been a
whole
road
life.
dog your
Oh,
whole
that's
life.
right. You've been
Jesus. You poor child. Forget the priest. This
That's
man was
why
a road pup.
That's why I don't have a gag reflex.
Is that a road pup?
He's a road pup. We get him young here.
Part of a road kennel.
Now I know why Uncle Jocko woke me up at night. What?
It ain't nothing but a hound dog. Suka, suka, suka.
Shit, that's fucking funny.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
fuck me. That was good, man.
But it's a lot better traveling with a companion, you know?
Yeah.
That's kicked. I was just saying
Back
it
it
back
up.
in the middle.
Throw some more in there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I forgot those ashtrays outside. Just put it on the table. We can ash it up on the table if you want.
Got like 15 minutes left.
15 minutes left. So is there any question you guys have? I love this. We didn't really. I feel like we said so much. Is there anything that I know I talked a lot too, so my apologies. I'm a
No,
talker.
bro, this is
Well,
great.
like,
No, listen, trust me. When you watch this back, you're gonna have a lot of fun.
I appreciate
It's
it.
for real, because it's just it goes. We get into stuff. We might miss stuff, but that's the great thing about podcasting is you can always come back.
That's what I love.
You
Thank
know what I
man.
mean?
No, I appreciate you guys doing this. Like, it's really well done.
Thank you.
Well done. The only other person I like other than us was Mike Torch had one too. He had a shout out to Mike Torch.
Hell yeah.
And then
Shout out to
Impropriality.
Sensitive teeth too.
yeah, I
Down
was
there,
gonna say
sensitive
shout
teeth
out
in
Ian
Connecticut.
Carr. Ian Carr's doing.
Kevin
his thing
Doty does a
down
lot
there.
down there. Kevin Doty.
Kevin
does.
Doty. I love Kevin. Kevin's
Yeah.
one of my.
I don't know if he's part of. I mean, I know he's part of the podcast. He's on there all the time. I don't know if it's like Ian's co-host or whatever, but he's on there a lot.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
not
you already
sure.
had weed in there, so I mixed it. Whatever.
Oh, it's all
that's
good.
fine. Salad.
Salad,
It's all
baby.
good.
Good,
Salad.
good. You guys are.
Simply salad.
Toss a salad like a road dog.
You're There's no one safe.
We're out here riffing. We're out here riffing.
Al Rifkin.
No, but so if you had to, well, I know you're like a bunch of people's mentors in this area.
Am I really? Do you really like?
A lot of
I-
people.
hey,
A lot of people come
We've
across
heard
as
it.
that.
We've heard it.
Like every time they're
Few
just like,
times.
"Hey man, you got to meet Mav," and I only met you for like a quick 15 minutes. But like, you got to meet Mav, talk to him, go to the ale house. A lot of people tell me that, and when I say a lot, I mean A fucking lot, dude.
Yeah,
good,
how many people are like? How many people come out to it like on a Wednesday night? How
I
many
mean, I'm
people you get?
averaging like 13.
Yeah.
13.
That's all you need.
Well, the thing about it is, like, right now is a slow. Like, when we have the patio rocking, and we're out on the patio, it's different because now comedians come out, they can drink,
Yeah.
smoke,
Yep.
what they like, and
Yeah.
just it's a different vibe, different animal. And we run all late. Thank the Irish Ale House. Really want to shout you guys out. It's really great for them. You guys should check it out on Wednesdays. I definitely got to get you guys real quick signed up on a Tuesday show. I know I hit you up with before, but I think I want you guys. We'll figure out. We'll talk some things afterwards.
yeah,
But yeah,
man.
like the break. This guy right here, Gary at the break. He it's a pool hall, but he made a stage there and it's beautiful.
Hell
And
yeah.
I hit him up a while back, but thanks to Bill over at Captain Jimmy's, I'll be doing shows there. So I got 3 venues right now that I'm just
Hell yeah.
working with
Yep.
and trying
That's
to
dope.
just really stick with those. And also the Elixir, I was doing shows
Yeah,
out there.
I saw that. Yep.
And Chicopee, yep. Lisa, this is really great. So 4 actually. But I'm just really just ping ponging. I really want to take the break and push it because Tuesday, we have Tuesday mics, but I wanted to
Yeah.
put a show on. So that's what they're. So I just really want to get you guys on there because I think it'll be fun.
That'd be awesome,
Great.
man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like
I love
talking to
that.
Colton, talking to guys that like regularly hit your mic, you're like, you can't have a bad night at the Ale House, and I go, I love to hear that. I was just like, I love to hear
and
that.
I feel bad when people say like, you just go up there and have fun. The thing
Yeah.
about it is, it's like a gauntlet. Like you're gonna have some people who heckle you because you got some drunks go there. It's the Ale House.
Yeah.
Literally, it's nothing Irish about it. It's just the Ale
Yeah,
House.
nice.
But it's still dope. It's really good. Like you
I
learn
like
a lot.
that's the one with the it's like a steel backdrop and it's got the spikes and shit on it. You know what I mean? Is that what's the back?
That's the break,
That's the break. All right, that stage. Dude, that shit looks dope.
dude.
I feel like I could definitely smash a vodka bottle in my head on that stage. You know what I mean?
Crazy. Please don't.
I would not.
I don't have to clean that up.
I got heart problems. I can't
have
do
to-
that shit no
You know,
more.
like sometimes some comedians I'm so worried what they're gonna do on stage for laughs. Like I've seen someone throw a chair onto the stage and like damage the stage, like bring a little chip out of it. Like I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
and that was an open mic. It wasn't even. I was like, ooh, but it's just some things like people don't understand. Like it's still a venue. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
right.
still gotta respect and. It's normally 100% if you break something, it's going to be me as the person putting it on who's going to have to be responsible for it.
The most reckless thing I've ever done on stage was this past Halloween. I dressed up as a grandma with a fat ass, and I threw some ass on stage. And then I took the ass, flipped it around, made it like a set of saggy tits.
No
And
way.
that's the most reckless thing I'll ever do.
That's still
Is
wild. and
throw
weird.
some ass and show my saggy
So-
tits.
so
It's
sad. Throw ass.
Yeah, I missed
I
it.
mean, I used to tell strippers, hey, that's how we got to make a night. You know what I mean? Throw some ass.
I actually worked in a strip club for a little while.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was a
Wait.
bouncer for my cousin who's a DJ.
Who's your cousin?
Scotty Carpenter. You would
Oh,
know.
out
This
in
down-
Ohio?
Yeah, West
Okay.
Virginia.
West Virginia, okay.
Godfathers.
Godfather.
Are
you were
you
gonna
are
say-
you into the are you still into the strip club world?
No, not as much.
No.
Do I want to get back into it? Yeah.
I was gonna
like-
say, a real good friend of mine. I literally watched her grow up. Charlie Marie. She just won Employee of the Year through.
Let's bring her up.
Yeah, let me find this.
I need to see this too. Thank you.
Well, while we're looking this up, what I was getting to about being people's mentors and stuff, if you could give people like a brand new comedian some great info and just like some good advice, what would you say?
Honestly, is follow your heart.
Hell yeah.
Because if you speak from your heart with your jokes and everything, regardless of what people are going to say, the audience is going to find it.
Yeah.
I've learned to do that more, and that's really what it is. And like I always say, like speak your truth.
Hell
You know what I mean? Don't try to be somebody else. I hate when people like try to change up their persona. Just be who you are, and if that's you, keep on running with it. Because you'll find your niche. I think everyone's expecting everyone to love them in the room, and that's not how comedy works, bro.
That's true.
It's not how the world works.
Read the room.
Yeah. Maybe you should learn how to do that first. Read the room. Yeah, oh my gosh. I love when they beat the room. It's like, no, this is gonna work. So I'm gonna stick with. That's called rape, okay?
Yeah.
That's called raping the room, and now the other person has to do cleanup, and it's fucking horrible.
No one wants to back clean up after
No.
that either. Holy shit.
No,
That's fucking awesome.
especially when it's like really awkwardly bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, guys. This podcast has been brought to you by Christianity, Go-Gurts, and Road Dog.
Holy shit.
Road dog.
Oh, fuck, man. Holy
Isn't
shit.
that a beer?
Road Dog? I don't know.
I sound like it's some type of liquor.
Yeah.
It has to be. It's like a whiskey, probably. Drink this Road Dog.
You ever had a road dog? Can I get a road dog on the rocks? It might be. No, I think it's.
I think you guys need to get Road Dog T-shirts. That's a new thing.
Oh,
Like you
that'd be
guys
alright.
got to have some road merch.
Just out here road dogging on the back. Just out here road dogging on the back. I don't mind that. Fucking shit. Let's see what else I got. I wrote a whole list of questions. Too.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, well, this is just one photo of her.
Yep.
But I'll show you her Facebook. Yeah, she's bad as fuck.
She looks fake. She had 100.
No, she's 100% real, bro. I watched this. She's like 8 years younger than me. So I can't really say too much. It's kind of weird for me. You know what I mean? But that's with her. That's her with Hugh, bro. I'll show you her
Wait a
awards,
second.
too. Godfathers, bro. They're the shit.
Where's that?
It's in Wheeling, West
Jeez.
Virginia. Yeah, look at this. Charlie Daniels was nominated Employee of the Year, the DA Awards, the EDA Awards or whatever, the ED Awards.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? What is that?
I wasn't that deep into it, man.
Bro, look at this.
I just-
Adult Nightclub and Exotic Dancer Awards.
I need to know.
Club
I
Employee of the
need to
Year.
host that. Like, if you guys are looking for a host, I do it all. Like, I would love to host that.
Shit's wild. Shout out, Charlie. What up?
Shout out. Coming to the stage to win this award right now. We have Charlie.
You
And she's
better
winning
you
those
better hope your wife doesn't see this.
No,
Yeah,
she don't watch this far, bro.
Oh, man, that's
no, no, she's the manager.
He's cheating. He's cheating.
She the manager, bro.
She stops after this. All right, I'll tell you all what he's doing now. Listen, I saw him. Listen,
Holy
that last party. Listen. Oh man,
Fucking A.
it's funny. I have some places that be like, hey, you should tell some of your comedian friends to come. I'm like, listen, this is my.
You don't want them here.
I don't want my comedians here. This is my private space right now. I would like to invite some of you though, just to do a show and then leave afterwards, just knowing like some crazy shit's about to go down. But
She's like,
I
I
would
got
like to
nothing to
have
do
it.
with it now. I'm out.
yeah, it's like okay.
Little Irish goodbye.
Just release the
this
hounds
is
and just
it.
bounce. Release the hounds.
Oh my gosh.
Well, brother, we've just broke over 2 hours.
Well, I appreciate breaking over 2 hours with you guys. Thank you guys
Yeah,
for
it was
having
fun
me
as
here,
fuck.
man.
Yeah,
It was
this
fun.
has
Went
been
by
awesome.
fast.
It did.
It went by fucking.
It did, and I really,
You split.
I feel like you guys, you said you had questions. I'm like, oh man, he only has.
No, we're good. Yeah,
All right, good.
We
Oh,
covered
yeah,
most
no,
of them.
this
We
is-
covered
this
most of them
isn't-
anyway.
This
Yeah.
isn't like a gotcha, like
Well,
a.
I
like
snuck
a,
them in there. I
we're
snuck
just
them in
trying
there.
to- We're just trying to.
I
You know
wanna-
what I mean? Let's
I was.
just-
They're more of talking points. They're not questions. Every time I say I have questions, they're just talking points.
One last thing, if I may say, how did you guys like your first show? How was that experience for you?
Ooh.
I was more nervous. I was on a Joe Biden cocktail you wouldn't believe because I'm coming off a flu. And so Friday, I was still feeling like dog shit.
Yeah.
So I took uppers, downers, sideways, and maybe a Viagra, and I felt great. And then I was up on stage, and I was so shaky, dude. It was my first time hosting ever.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, I went,
Looking down.
look down in a way. All my like basic autistic cues and stuff like that. And so every time I got off stage, people were like, oh, you're doing great, which in my head clicked, and I go, I'm fucking bombing. And so it's just like if someone's like coming up to me telling me I'm doing great, and I don't really see them
So it's
laughing
more
in the
like them
crowd.
saying, hey, like let loose,
breathe.
do your
Yeah,
thing.
right,
That's what it is.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just
So
like.
for me, I mean, it was just I didn't want to make it about me. You know what I mean? I wanted to make it about the comedians who come on the show, because that's really what it's about. For me, this whole thing is about the community. It's about if not that like I'm doing comedy, right? And I want people to pay attention to my comedy too. Eventually, I'm a father of 4 right now. You know what I mean? I got to focus on, that's the first thing I got to do.
Got you.
This is a way that I can show people that we have actual talent around here. And there's more to Western Mass than just a fucking
Foliage in the
Yeah.
fucking fall.
You know what I mean? Like, Worcester's getting a name for comedy. Boston's always been Boston. But we have a massive group of good people around here.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can do our best trying to, put on good shows and pack out rooms. But dude, we're in a digital era. And if nobody's doing this shit, I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna do the fucking hard work. I have thousands of dollars just into equipment. You know what I mean? Why would I? That's an investment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's so for me to also. This is a little behind the scenes, a little maybe something I probably even shouldn't say, but it takes some of the stress off knowing that it's not about me, knowing that I'm doing this for other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if it was like when I was doing it before, I wanted guests. I tried to get guests. I did have some guests, but like it was more about I had an experience and I wanted to get that kind of philosophy out into the world, as to where now I don't feel the stress of trying to explain myself. I shouldn't have to explain myself. You're gonna get to know who I am. You know what I mean? And it's a different.
You better fucking not ever lose that mentality. Woo. Don't, because listen, bro. A lot of people lose that. A lot of people lose it, and it becomes about them. They forget. If that's where your heart's at, push it, because you're going to go far. You're going to go farther than a lot of people. They're going to be pissed off. You're going to piss off a lot of people. But the thing about it is, your heart's where it's supposed to be. People don't understand that. If your heart's in a fucked up place, you're not getting the blessings you deserve.
Right.
Your heart's in a good spot, man. Keep pushing, man. You guys are doing it. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to know. I want to know who I'm working with, because that's what it is. We're working together now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because if people ask when we go places, oh, don't just check out this. Check out these guys, because when you work like that, you get a group, you get a thing. All we are different. Like I told Buddha this many times. We're just different kings in different kingdoms, brother. But we don't war.
Right.
We work together, because the thing is, now New York's gonna want to look up here. Now Boston's gonna want to look over here. Manchester, New Hampshire's gonna want to look over here. We have the talent, but at the same time, we gotta step it up. Make these shows worthy of New York shows.
Yeah, right.
Make these Boston quality shows. We can't be little hick shows.
Yep.
True.
And
We
it's not feast or famine. Everyone can eat. It's
Right. Yeah,
everyone can eat.
That's
It's
another
just
thing.
It
like-
is.
It's crazy.
Because people think it's too much is not. No, if you have good shows all around, people are gonna know. Hey, this night there's comedy going here. There's comedy going here. There's comedy going there. So more people are gonna come, because like, oh, we missed that show, but hey, there's another show over there. Let's go check that out. You know.
Right.
That's all. And no one has to check in. You guys put on your shows anytime you want. You don't have to say, "Oh, Mav has a show that day." If it happens, it happens.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's life. I hate when people feel like, "Oh, you put on a show the same day I did." Bro, you're out here. I'm over there. There's about a
There's
million
a
people
lot of
between
people.
us.
Yeah.
What do
Promote.
you're mad that you're gonna
Put
pull
the
it.
work
No,
in.
get your side really up there and going.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then people will bounce around. People will drive more now to your show, knowing like these shows are hot over there. Let me go check those shows, because now I'm hearing about you, because he's talking about you.
Yeah.
You know? That's it.
Hell yeah.
It's
I love it,
simple.
man.
Let's work, baby. Let's
Hell
cook.
yeah, let's go.
Hey,
Mav, thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Sorry,
for
I
coming
didn't mean to
in.
go over. I just
No,
mean,
no,
you
no,
want to
great,
plug
bro.
some stuff before we get out of here? You want to plug any shows, some
Yeah,
productions?
thanks, man. You guys can always follow me. I'm on Instagram, Unlock Character, Prasad Entertainment, but for some reason that's messed up right now, but we're working on that. If you guys want to see a comedy show every second to last Tuesday at Snooker's The Break in Springfield, Boston Road, man. I do a comedy show there every first Tuesday, though. It's an open mic for everybody, because I'm also getting musicians, because I'm trying to make my shows now more shows. So after starting December, I'm gonna have comedy shows, but at the end I'm gonna have a musician close out.
I like
One
that.
musician just do it, because I gotta.
We might know a few.
That's all,
Actually,
yo,
yeah.
definitely. I'm taking because it can hold up a full band, bro. A full band, like drum set and everything.
Yeah, he's really good.
Hell yeah, bro, dude.
He's
I
really
just met
good.
another comic in Worcester. I gotta get him out here to do a thing. But yeah, guys, like,
really
that's, yo, dude, because I found the last piece was I needed someone who could film and edit, and I found that right now. And we're gonna talk tomorrow, set some things down, and I want to record them, because the local television channel said I could put it out there. You know what I mean? But I want to be. You guys are putting stuff out. You just said it yourself. You just verified stuff that my wife and talking things. It's a digital age.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You got to push for it. You
You
can't
have
be
to.
okay. You can't just worry about seats and butts, because people ever since
Right.
COVID, people are like, fuck it. I can watch everything from my house.
Exactly.
Click, click,
And
click.
so many people are constantly putting
Putting
content
stuff
out.
on there. Yeah.
Right.
So now it's just like, and even like Netflix, that they know that too. That's why they're putting bang bang. You see
Oh,
some of these
yeah.
people like I haven't even heard this person again. Netflix, who is he? Because if you do it, set it up, send it to them, and they think it's hot through their editors, they'll put it in.
Right.
So the only thing stopping you is yourself. find the right pieces. If you can't do it, teach yourself. I'm not a person who wants to learn how to do the editing stuff, so I had to find somebody.
Yeah.
Universe gave me somebody real close. I was like, oh
Nice.
shit, I didn't even know this person does it, so it would be great,
I had to teach myself everything.
dude. And I respect,
I
I
wanna
respect
do
100%
this,
on
I'm
you.
doing
Shout out to Planet Hank out in there because Hank did the same thing. If you guys ever get a chance for a podcast, he's also dope too. You'll like
That's
him.
awesome.
Yeah,
Planet
yeah,
Hank?
Yeah, Planet
Word,
Hank.
I'll
yeah.
check him out.
Hank, yeah,
It's a
he's
great
really
name.
cool.
It's a
Yeah,
great
it
name.
is, it is.
It's a
No,
great name.
yeah, he's fucking wild. You guys, yeah, but yeah, man, definitely. That's what I wanted to plug out. Oh, forgot the Irish Ale House every Wednesday.
Yeah.
I fucking forgot that, man.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the gauntlet of comedy, man. I love it. It's like
Workout Wednesdays.
Workout Wednesdays, because that's what it is, man. You come out there, you work out, but overall just have fun. But it's like I want it to be like the Gold's Gym of comedy. Just come out there. If you really want to work on some stuff, work on it. You will, and have fun.
Hell yeah. I love that, man.
Appreciate you guys, though. Thank y'all.
For sure. All right, I'm going to play this outro and we out.
Woo wee!
I haven't heard the outro yet.
This is Move the Mic podcast, presented by
Thanks, guys. That was fun, though. I'm sorry it went over, man. We just I was like,
out of here.
If we're going, if we're ripping, we're ripping. Oh man.
oh wait, was I not supposed to be talking to that?
You're good.
No, you're good.
Oh, I just realized how much shit.
I yelled into my mic.
I knew he said